Thank you for checking. I had a lot to organize today, but apologies.
I should have had my Discord open just in case any of my friends are watching. I'm wondering, when's it going live?
Hey, everyone. Sorry, I've been playing for the last half hour. And I just forgot to hit the button. I hit everything else. I did everything right except hitting play. So, yes, what happened is in the last half hour, the party have basically interrogated their new Cobalt adopted friend, Patsky, who gave them information they pretty much already had in terms of like the cockatrices in Grand Shoop. They went back downstairs to have some breakfast, and now they are kind of deciding what to do with the rest of their time in Phandalin with their like new adopted friend. So there you go. Boom. 30 minutes of content.
So what does Patsky look like?
Patsky is a kobold. That's really all that is said about.
Male, female,
dragon person.
So it says here he. So Patsky's a he with their pronouns, and they don't even have they don't have a picture. Like this isn't this wasn't an advertised NPC. Although there's the potential there. But if anyone wants to find a picture of a kobold, you can use that as canon for your new little Patsky icons or tokens.
You really should at this point just assume if you're going to introduce something cute or something extremely deadly.
Well, yeah. So everything
Mara will be attempted to be adopted.
I mean, the only real chance we have is that we kill it before Mara can adopt it. So
it really, apparently,
at this point, that is the only way you're going to get around Mara not adopting things. Or Mara's family not adopting things.
Oh yeah, that's the one that I found in the compendium. So that's a cobalt. If you want to click the link, Kelsey. That's what a little cobalt looks like.
This is totally like up Mara's alley.
Yeah.
I think it's adorable. She'll just be like, "Who's a baby dragon? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Boo, boo, boo." You'll love it. You'll absolutely love it.
Her menagerie. Only she could get those hellhounds.
Oh, right. If she ever finds out that it was Clue's fault, she's gonna punt him into the sun.
A fun fucking trying.
No, it would enable you to bring Kermit in.
This is true.
Yes. All right, yes, so you are all having breakfast and deciding what to do with before you leave Phandalin. I think you had to talk to give a report.
Talk to Harbin and Silda.
Oh, okay, yes.
To brief them on what happened and what might be happening going forward, I think.
I mean, while we're here anyway, we can just as well try and influence the local politics. Just punch one of the two, see what happens.
That was definitely not Nez's idea, but
I mean, it's definitely Kermit's idea.
I would say that, no.
Bertram's not going to be involved in that. He's going to be helping Patsky with the care luggage and stuff. Although I don't think we brought any luggage.
I mean, are you going to invite Kermit along for the briefings? That's my real question.
Here's the thing: is do you guys want to role play this out, or is it okay with you if Jolly goes and does the briefing? What's your preference?
Jolly could just go and do the fucking briefing. Why are we involved?
I mean, it just depends on if people are kind of like keen to get back onto Neverwinter, or if you want to develop a bit more, time here in Phandalin.
I want to go home.
Yeah, I'm fine with Jolly doing the thing too, but I'm also kind of curious about what happens with Kermit punching someone.
Well,
I mean, first of all, somebody would have to tell him we need to talk to those people because he's currently punching trees and very absorbed in it.
Yeah,
I thought he was planning on going to punch himself. I thought that was his own idea.
That depends on him, like, finding people, and, like, he's not really busy with that. But if he's there to talk to them, he can just as well try and kill him.
Well, I guess then the question is, in that field across from the trees that Kermit are punching, Kristi, who's there doing campaign stuff?
Oh, today that is nobody. Because it's they had kind of like the big debate on the town green when you guys the day you arrived. So it's not like an ongoing thing. Today's just a normal market day on the town green. There's a couple days yet till the election, and there are like candidates out glad handing, but there aren't any like big debates again like when you first.
People watching Kermit punch a tree.
I mean, if they had passed, yeah, because he's near. Is he by the orchard again over here, or did he go over here?
Let's just say he went over there.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's all the way across the green, and I mean, unless Elder Math recognizes him as one of the people who told him that his daughter eloped and went off to Waterdeep. So, yeah, he's okay. So, I think in this case, what I will do is, or Jolly and Gilda are going to, and Nez.
Yes.
Okay. So Jolly, Gilda, and you head over. Gilda goes as sort of like the representative of the Order of the Golden Mongoose, and Jolly goes to kind of report on like all of the damage and all of the renovations and the corpses. Also, just we met these two drifting workers here in town. Apparently, they do some kind of cleanup crew. So if you wanted to go talk to Frack and whatever the other one's name was, the cleanup crew. Grunka and Frat. F-R-A-H-T. Grunka and Frat. Then
I feel like you missed an opportunity there.
They're in town and available to do that kind of cleanup work. And he is not happy. Mr. Harbin Wester is not happy to hear that his building now has pretty serious structural damage because someone tried to enter the far realm from it. This is like not the shit he signed up for when he loaned it out to adventurers. So he's in a really bad mood, and they leave. They also head over and talk to Silder Winterhall. He's quite concerned about the idea that, well, one, that there was an attack. 2, that there was a necromancer involved, and 3, trying to open rifts to other planes is a danger that Phandalin really wants no part of. So he is concerned. He's more, obviously doesn't have any property involved, so he's less irritated, but he thanks Jolly and Gilda for the information and asks to be kept kind of like, in the loop if possible as things develop. So that's sort of what happens in there. And then he comes back to the cart with Nazira. Yeah, also you kind of Nazira. Was there anything you wanted to say, by the way, in any of these meetings? Sorry, I just kind of blew through them, but or look out for or listen out for during the meetings.
Nazira bring most to go along just to fill in any gaps that she thinks needs to be filled in. They need to be filled in, and to say you need to treat the people of the village better, give them a bit more autonomy. Because that's what you want, is them rising up.
Oh, I find people who are mostly content don't like to bother, tap the apple cart when things are going well. People prefer security. That's their first need. Freedom is a luxury if you can't sleep at night because you're worried about your house being destroyed because of some adventurers getting involved with far realm shenanigans up the road. But I mean, thank you for the advice. I'll keep it in mind. Was that everything?
That's everything.
Okay. Yeah, he's.
This isn't going to go. By the way, I'm a pirate who turned in my crew, so.
Okay. He said, "Well, I probably know the people who tried that crew. I've got friends in Waterdeep." Flexing a little bit on you. Yeah, you don't have to. Sildon, he's not a flexer. So yeah, Jolly comes back. Bundles everyone bundles in the cart. Patsky, very helpful getting your luggage and organizing rations to keep for on the road as you all head back, and also making room because you're going to be stopping off on your way back at the swamp area, Dead Man's Let me find the map.
Mayor of Deadman.
Yeah, that one. Pick up your shipment of components for the underwater breathing potions from your friend.
Was it an algae or was it a mole?
It was. I have to look up the particulars. They kind of described it in a certain way, so let me just find the right page.
And picture of Patsky now in the Discord.
Okay, we've got a Patsky pick.
Yes.
Sorry, that was where you were before. Oh, wrong one. Sorry, wrong section. It's called. The section is called Altered States Traveling. Free Market Lizard Folk. What it is called. And what that was the name of the baddie. Thetsis. Yes. It's a harvest a nutrient-rich algae that is a key ingredient for creating potions of water breathing. Thetsis and her lizard folk tribe harvest this nutrient-rich algae. Or algae, however you want to pronounce it. Yep, so that's what you're picking up. A whole bunch of algae. Fun times.
I need. How many horses are on the carriage?
There are like a
Is it
4.
2 or 4?
4.
4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess.
Oh wait!
I need
It's because you had to hire one because James or Parker returned because they weren't sure how long, so they headed back. Oh no, Parker waited for you, didn't they? So then it would only be your carriage, your company car, as it were, and that's a 2-horser.
Okay, so I need to do 2d100.
Okay. What? Sure. For what?
For the orrery piece.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh,
That's the
right.
Longstrider.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that a d100?
It is.
Okay.
And it's 1 to 10. Oof, okay, first one. Oh, if it would have been the other way around. But no, I guess 70. You're right. It wouldn't have worked.
So nothing happens.
Well, I mean, it worked.
But, yeah, but nothing fancy happens.
Nothing
for the
fancy happens.
For us.
No, sadly. They don't turn into ducks for a minute or anything.
Okay. Then they've got Longstrider now. So.
Nice. Okay, you guys gonna haul ass on your way back.
We're gonna live up to the vanity plate.
All right. Well, the Frog Force 5. I mean, yeah, I feel like in some ways this is a little bit of a to be continued. But does anyone want to say anything about how their character, like what they did on the trip back, or how they like before they get to Waterdeep, something about them that they'll do or something? Alhana, can we start with you? Soliolo, what's Soliolo's trip back going to be like?
So yeah, I was probably going to spend some time chatting to Patsky, being that kind of in a similar situation.
Yeah.
No money, looking for work.
True. Who's next? Elsie.
Crichton is basically thinking of whatever love ballad he's going to sing when he bursts into the haunt.
Okay.
So that he can woo his lady love.
All right.
But of course, she's not going to be there.
Yep. What's Bartram going to do on the trip back?
Keeping the Longstrider up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I guess that means he's sitting up top.
Yes, probably with Jolly and, well, but with Parker for sure. And Nazira.
Zero would wait till they're taking a rest next to the coast and go for a nice long swim.
Oh, you're going to get out of the carriage and chase after it? Or on a lunch break?
When they rest for a night or something, Zero's going to go for a swim because Zero misses the sea. Other than that, just keeping a watch.
Yeah, fair enough. And what about Kermit?
He's gonna sit at the back of the carriage, just stare onto the road, think of the screams of the innocent, and smile. And just for the last time, see, good roll. Punches the air.
Until the next time. By the way, everyone give me a perception check. And if you make over the DC, you'll
Of course, I ruined a good roll on punching the air.
Oh, nobody noticed so far.
We're
Crichton?
doing well with these single figures.
Crichton.
Wow, the road is beautiful today.
Well, this is more as you were.
How did I crit that?
Yeah, you critted. As you were leaving town, you saw that Gilda came to say goodbye, and she and Jolly exchanged a kiss.
Oh, gross.
Aw.
That's who he was with when Bartram came into the room. So.
Oh, that's gross. That's gross.
So
I
Guild
mean-
is staying behind.
Gonna be sad when she explodes.
Yeah, Gilda is staying in Phandalin.
Hilarious.
She might,
Assholes.
who knows? Maybe that very zealous sister of Shimora will sense the
We'll
evil.
figure out she's good.
Yeah. So you guys head on the road and start on your way back to Waterdeep and have your road trip back to Waterdeep. So curtain closes on the side quest. And now, previously on Dragon Heist, Waterdeep. What happened the last time you guys left?
Good question. I'm pretty sure we left Neverwinter.
Yes.
Pretty sure about that.
Actually, you guys
we hadn't left
the
Neverwinter
lighthouse.
yet.
I mean, we went on the boat because we know they were after us. So I think we officially started getting away, but we got on the boat and then the boat started leaving. I think the cutoff point was.
Okay.
I do believe that is correct.
And you were on the Tortured Tortoise with the mutinous crew, now captained by Captain Bell.
Mhm.
And you were headed back. It was a pretty uneventful travel to get into Waterdeep. Not nearly as exciting on your way there when you ran into the lady who was mad at Zordos Zord.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
In the boat travel, Hubar would have gotten bored very quickly.
Okay.
So she would have spent most of her time as an octopus on the bottom of the boat.
All right.
What did she see, Kristi?
Not much. There's sea stuff.
Dolphin.
Yeah.
Didn't see no secret.
No, I didn't really prep anything for a random encounter on your way back. So
I mean,
nothing
just-
exciting.
I mean, just animals.
Oh, sure. You can see whatever the sea life is. Well, I mean, you're on the top of the boat.
Kristi, I'm a druid. I need to know what I see so I know what I can transform into.
Okay. Right. So at that depth in that water, you would see a variety of fishes. I don't know. I'm trying to think because I think mostly like octopi stick to the bottom. You know, when they float around, they don't necessarily go everywhere.
Oh, she's not floating. She's like stuck on the side bottom of the
Okay.
ship.
So she could see a shark.
Shark.
Mhm.
All right. That's something good.
We need a table of random aquatic animals. Sea life.
An emotionally scarred marlin.
Right? A brain fried bluegill.
Nah, those are freshwater fish. But
No, or whatever Dory is.
oh, a clownfish.
No, that's Nemo.
That's Nemo.
Oh, Dory. I had the blue one. Sorry. A fish monster? No, I don't think you see a fish monster. I don't know. We'll say you saw a shark.
Just a shark?
I can't really think of any other.
No
Well, I mean,
whale?
there are whales and dolphins.
Okay.
Mm.
Fish.
All right. Tell you what.
Other
Roll
fish.
me a d6.
A sea
Okay.
turtle.
I mean, that far up
Yeah, sea
north, you would
turtles.
be more likely to see whales and sharks because, gold.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to limit you to one. That's just like you already got one. So I'll also say in that water in temperature, you would have seen a whale as well.
I'm not sure. That might be too much of a DC. I don't. I don't know,
I
but that's
mean,
good.
you saw them doesn't mean you can transform into them.
Yes.
Exactly.
But not yet. You just see
Yep.
our book will go up eventually. But you do see a whale, and you see some dolphins, and you see a shark.
All right.
I mean, Clue would have also gotten bored, but he would just put on a fake mustache. That's basically it. Just try out some hairstyles. He has this guy's kid now. Got to do something, right?
Yes. All right, and Captain Bell comes in and says, "So, we're gonna sail through the night. We will probably come into Waterdeep very early in the morning before we're able to disembark and go through customs. However, I feel I've talked to the crew. They feel like the ship needs a new start, and we've voted on a new name for the ship. We've decided to call it the Second Chance." Because you all gave us a second chance, and we very much like you to, in the morning before you leave, if you would join us for the renaming ceremony. We're going to rechristen the ship as the Second Chance.
Okay.
Oh,
Sure.
I like it.
Great, thank you for joining. Okay, so we'll probably say good night, and yeah, so we can get up in the morning. Then we'll have the ceremony, and then you can disembark, and we'll be on our way. So can you guys, for a couple minutes, I need a break, but if you want to just do a little planning for like what you're gonna talk about, like what you would do when you got back to Waterdeep, and when I get back, let me know what you decided. Okay?
First things first, probably check the old haunt isn't on fire. Generally a good idea.
Oh, don't we have...
It probably isn't. Ibarra's been with us.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Brand hasn't set things on fire, or Jolly hasn't set things on fire. God,
I mean,
only
Jolly's
knows.
gone. I mean, Gorko's still there, Jarvis is still there. We have a bunch of patrons, most of which, or the amount of which will be pretty drunk. And if one of them happens to be a wizard, that's a fire hazard.
Very true.
But, just have a quick check-in at base, dump anything we don't want on us at any time there. Don't think we probably want to actually give at least one of those black gem books we got and give them to Jarvis to pass on to Solutions Guild. Because they still need to get their stuff. And beyond that, we would probably, we have a bunch of downtime stuff we need to do mostly. We need to do some research into the Stone of Galore.
Don't we also have to meet up with your friend at the horrible, horrible place that I hate so much?
I mean, Clue's gonna meet up with them, but he's gonna do that in the evening when Yakto's there and he can drink.
Yeah, but don't we all have to be there?
Not really.
Yeah, but we have to be there to see all of our whatchamacallits go through the pit.
No, that's only in like a couple of weeks after this.
We still haven't gotten there yet?
No, that's still a ways away. It's only 40, because I think Clue said to be originally there, but I don't know if the rest of the party, because we were all at the celebration party at the end. That much is sure.
Mara was there. Mara.
Oh, no, didn't Bessart go to the old haunt to talk to Mara?
No, yes, but Mara flipped off Vassar as he was going down the first time.
The thing is, I know we were definitely all there as a party at the end, but I don't remember if we
Mara
were
was
in
there
the old haunt earlier.
Yeah. Mara was there at the beginning.
Okay, yeah, but that's only in a couple of weeks, not relevant right now.
Okay, good to know. We're all confused.
Timelines, they're fun.
Yes, it's still a couple weeks away. It's probably now about 5 weeks away until the Davil sends people out to take out Manchun. He's still working out, collecting information. All right, so any decisions that I need to like think about before you guys get off the boat?
Well, particularly we plan on going back to the old haunt real quick to give one of those sets of diamonds to Jarvis so they can make their way to the Solutions Guild. After which we're gonna do research on the Stone of Galore, and then somewhere in the evening, Clue's gonna go to the not to the old hall, to the yawning portal to meet with Devil and Yagra.
All right, got it. Okay, cool. Right. Yeah, so you guys have an evening, kind of plan out your day when you guys get back in, when you all get back into town, and wake up in the morning pretty early. Captain sort of, you hear a lot happening. You're woken up by people moving around the boat more so than being officially awoken. But after a while, when the dawn starts to break through, there are knocks on your door, and you're invited to come through for breakfast and the ceremony. It's all very kind of informal, but at the same time you can tell that there's a little bit of excitement in the air with the crew and Captain Bell. As things are kind of getting set up for the ceremony, Bell asks you all, like, well, now that we're business partners, I did do an assessment of the ship in terms of the inventory and also the current status of the ship, and unfortunately I think that when we're in Waterdeep, it would be necessary for us to put in and get some repairs. I think if you look at the captain's wheel, there's some problems there with the way that it's connected up with the rudders and whatever else. It seems to be rotting, and I don't know, but I'd imagine it'd be a couple hundred gold pieces in repairs. And I know that you just started the business, but we don't really have the assets right now to pay for that kind of work, and I don't think this ship will be safe. So if there's any way you could maybe see your way to providing us with an advance for 1,000 gold pieces, we'll certainly pay it back as soon as we get our repairs up and start moving items that people might not want traditional authorities to go through.
Well, assume you don't need the money right this instant.
Oh, no, yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll put in...
Yeah, gonna need to take some inventory. Also, if some of the items are, let's say, for the gray market, I might have some people who have an interest.
Oh, excellent. Yes. Yeah.
Part of that deal?
Sure, yes. Well, we'll put in and assume we need to be in Waterdeep for a couple days for the repairs. So, yeah, we can be around, and then if you have some gray market products that need to be moved, well, we'll be here. I mean, we're business partners, right? That's what we do.
Yeah. Sure are, but we'll make sure this ship is shipped and shaped before you leave.
Wonderful. Oh, that's so great. Well, come on up to the top. Well, we're going to start the naming ceremony. And Captain Bell explains that since they put in to Waterdeep earlier this morning, the crew members have been basically everywhere the words "the tortured tortoise" were on the ship. They've been buffing them out or removing them entirely everywhere from the ship. And you're invited to stand up. And you can kind of see like the skyline of Waterdeep behind you, or in front of you, I should say, because you're standing up on the ship and looking up at it. It's this sort of beautiful, misty autumn morning, getting on, kind of hints of winter, but still nice enough. And the crew are all up there. They have their beer glasses. It's in the morning, but it's still kind of a party. Mm-hmm. And then Belle stands up, and she sort of like goes over to the side of the ship, and she pours in some brandy over the edge of the ship. What do you call that? The ledge, anyway. And she says, "Oh, mighty and great rulers of the seas and oceans, to whom all ships, into whose all ships we venture upon your vast domains, we are required to pay homage, and I implore you in your graciousness to expunge for all time from your recollections the name of the tortured tortoise, which has ceased to be an entity in your kingdom. As proof, we submit these ingot bearing her name. And then you see that they kind of like, she and a couple other members of the crew drop like little pieces of metal with stuff etched on them into the sea. And after they do that, Bella says, "In gratitude, we offer these libations to honor your majesty." And then, Sippy, your keg robot, comes over and waddles up. And the crew members, two of them, pick Sippy up. And then he says, "Yay, turn my nozzle, or turn my handle." And they empty some of the booze that's in Sippy, the keg robot, into the ocean. And then they bring it down, and Bella says, "Oh, mighty rulers of the winds and seas, through whose power our frail vessel traverses the wild and faceless deep, we implore you to grant this worthy vessel the second chance, the benefits and pleasures of your bounty." And then other crew members come over, and they actually offer you some flower petals, and they invite each of you to walk over to the side of the ship and cast your flower petals into the sea.
This was all happening at the port?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like 2 seconds within this, the bar already left. Go back home.
All right.
I got no time for this bullshit. Mm-mm.
So the rest of you are offered flower petals to put into the ocean, put into the sea.
Chloe would very much take part.
Okay. Yes. And they float and bob, on its wavy, foamy surface. And they offer you more drinks, but when you're ready, they send you off, and you can what do you do?
Disembark.
Yeah, you disembark
yeah.
a ship, right? Yes. So it's like, you're not deplaning. What are you doing? The plane jumped in my head, and then I got stuck. Yeah, so you're free to do what you want, and Habara's already on her way to Yield Haunt, I guess.
As are we all, I assume.
Okay. All right, so I'm not going to run Harbara separately. I'm sorry. I'm not going to run this twice. So you dawdle, and they manage to catch up. You're a little bit merry.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
she doesn't know this place that well.
Waterdeep, yeah, she could get lost.
Yeah.
Walk past her arson, just fondly reminiscing.
Good times.
And yes, you all actually happen to arrive at the front door of Yield Haunt at all at the same time. And at this point, it is probably about 8 o'clock in the morning. And as you walk up, you can hear the clitter clatter and a French accent in the kitchen. And for Thelvar, you are looking forward to stepping through the threshold, because the weight of your curse has really just been sitting on you since you left the city since you left the Yield Haunt the last time. And Habara, you're remembering now that your freedom to do fire is gone, because your
That should have.
Your ankle brain,
Yeah.
is back in effect. But as you push open the doors and they swing open, the place looks, well, no, I mean, it looks like you remembered it, but of course now it's really kitted out with this goth theme. But it's a hip but comfortable vibe. It's not a hip and formal vibe. And so the dark colors of the goth, the deep reds, the grays, the whites, and the blacks are very soothing as you step over the threshold and breathe in the scent of fresh pastries and strong coffee. And as you're stepping through, one of the Bobs, the talking Bob, comes out and says, Hey, you're back! Welcome in! And then Liv comes drifting out of the kitchen with a big ghostly smile and helps you all by, taking your coats and hanging them up for you and looking very pleased to see you again. And Jarvis descends. They seem like they've just had a shower and were dressed and look very happy to see you. And they shout upstairs like, "Oh, they're back! The Thelvar, Clue, Habara, and Mara have returned, and Gorko too. He survived." And Jarvis looks behind you. He's like, "Who else did you bring with you?" So who else do you have with you? You've got Sippy the keg robot. You've got Talanatha. Do you still have your No, she
And
left.
yeah, the Chimera would still be with us.
The
Would it?
Oh yeah, we can't just like take that guy into
Oh
town.
yeah,
now, can we?
Stevie's gonna stay on the ship.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So Stevie is Captain Bella often to host him since Modron aren't necessarily. I mean, Waterdeep's a pretty cool place, but
Nah, Chimeras are pretty big. Not a lot of
yes,
cities are built for them.
quite.
That's the Mecha Chimera. I really don't think they'll like that.
So yeah, there's Sippy, and you've got Stevie, and Talanatha. I think Talanatha stayed in Neverwinter, didn't she? The tiefling that you rescued?
What the hell did we with her?
Yeah.
Good question. It's like we rescued her,
Uh-huh.
and then
I would
Oh.
have thought we brought,
Did we
brought
do
her
something?
with us.
I will basically let you retcon whatever plotline you
Think-
want to have here.
it's like rescued her, and then don't remember what we did with her, to be honest.
Don't either.
I don't think we brought her on the boat.
You might have stayed in Waterdeep.
I think we literally probably what actually happened is we forgot her in the basement. Like we went to the super secret basement, completely forgot that she was still in the basement, and we just fucking left. So I assume actually
No,
happened.
we spoke to her on the way out. She did come out with us. I just don't remember what
Mm.
she did
Yeah, I
after
think she
that.
just. I do remember speaking to her, but I think she just did her thing.
Yeah. What about Rainbow?
Yeah, Rainbow's with us.
Yeah, Rainbow's.
yeah.
with you.
Mhm.
All right. And Jarvis.
Still acting.
Yeah. Okay, so this tiefling is going to stay in Neverwinter. I'll just make a note of that in my list of NPCs. Okay. And Jarvis just like looks at all of the other, like it's not just you again. And Gorko, of course, who's really happy to see the Bobs. They go and hug. But yes, Jarvis is like, oh, I see you've brought more friends.
Yes, indeed. This
Yay,
little fellow here can aid me in my alchemy. I'm assuming my lab is ready now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, all of the renovations have been. Everything is now set in the tavern until the next round.
Jolly
Travis,
good.
I know one thing you're gonna be happy we brought, and you're just gonna toss over the back with the black diamonds in them over to them.
Oh, right. Yes. Oh, Jarvis. Like, oh, this is excellent work. Omen has been very overwrought lately, dealing with a lot of problems. I'll have to brief you on it. But this is excellent news. Come on in. What do you guys want? Some coffee, some pastries? Jarvis is like, Madame Cookery. The team are back. Can you bring out whatever you've made fresh from the oven? He's like, oh, mais oui, of course I can do that.
Indeed. Tea and pastry sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely need tea.
All right.
Coffee. So much coffee.
The Bobs come, like Hal put on some hot water, and you also hear now the metallic sound of feet coming down as Friend descends the stairs. And so, yes, you see everyone, you recognize everyone, but there doesn't seem to be a Jolly around. Morning. Jarvis says, well, when you've had a bit to eat, if you want, I know your travels must have been long, if you want to go up to your rooms, have a bath, or change your outfits, put things away, but then we have a lot of things to catch up on.
Oh, no.
Indeed,
Mara-
indeed. Have you heard from Jolly and the new recruits?
Oh, yes, I did get a report. Well, why don't you go and relax first, and everything that I have will keep.
Wait, we have new recruits?
Oh, yes, there's a whole story,
I mean,
Miss Mara.
you're not the only one who's allowed to recruit people, Mara.
Yes, and would you like to introduce me to your new friends? Jarvis says.
Coffee first. Friends later. Unless Clue wants to introduce them.
It's a keg. It's a spider.
Oh,
Mara has already gone up to her room now. Because when she came in, she would have immediately gone and deposited good berries in the bowl for the good berries.
yep.
And then went up to her room to go deal with her plants.
Okay, as you're heading upstairs, because you've got your Underdark weeds to take care of, Jarvis yells, there was a message for you, Hibara. It was left in your room.
Thank you. I'll get it when I see it.
Okay. So Hibara goes upstairs. Does her Hibara thing. What about the rest of you? You've been on the sea for like 3 days in cramped quarters.
Drowning in coffee.
Okay, first just keep pouring coffee down, Mara. You get a whole pot basically placed next to you. Gorko's going to join you too in some coffee. He's kind of weaning himself off of milk and just drinking it without milk and sugar because he wants to be a true coffee drinker. Mama. Fired.
Oh, poor Gorko.
What about the rest of you?
Clue is finally going to take some time to freshen up and suddenly realize he isn't green anymore.
Oh, yes. Does he have a dick on his face?
No.
Okay.
That disappeared.
Bar got rid of it.
He literally never knew he had a dick on his face.
Nope. It broke Mara's heart that he never knew that he had a dick on his face.
All right, so
And
Clue.
he's just going to sit at the bar and go, Clue spent most of the trip with dicks on his face.
Jarvis just laughs.
And he didn't know it.
Oh, Mr. Clue is...
Indeed, you should see some of the looks that he got. Oh.
Yes, I would imagine. Oh, so who drew the dick on his face?
That would be me. She says around a mouthful of coffee.
So just kind of walks like, hey, how are you guys doing? I'm not green anymore. Huh?
Yes, it's completely faded now. You've got your true...
Somebody could have mentioned that to me before, but hey.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we don't like to point out each other's flaws. I mean, that's not nice. I mean, you couldn't change that. It's kind of like your horrible personality.
Oh, Mara, dear, don't start this game. Do not start this game.
Why? You think you're going to win?
Oh, no, I'm going to win. You have a couple of personality issues of your own, dear.
You act like I don't already know. And she just kind of does like the neener from the Little Rascals. Like,
Well, the difference between you and me is I can at least pretend I'm normal.
Who wants to be normal? Normal's so boring.
But pretending to be normal, very useful.
Yes, but if you have to pretend to be normal, then people aren't afraid of you. If you act crazy, people are afraid of you.
Fear isn't always the best strategy, Mara.
Fear is always the best strategy. Just ask Stalin.
Again, if you're gonna make references, you're gonna need to learn a couple of local ones. Can't threaten people with things they don't understand. Went really Scottish there, apparently.
You can threaten people with things they don't understand.
See? Perry gets it. This is why Perry doesn't get threatened.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of reasons why Perry doesn't get threatened. Or miraculously, why Clue does.
Because Clue is a shit.
So you're drinking coffee. Clue comes down all freshened up. Very nice.
With no dicks on his face. Mara is heartbroken.
You just need to catch him sleeping with his boots on again.
Yeah. Gotta teach him a lesson.
Not even aware that was a rule. Still not aware that's the rule.
Well,
Y'all didn't spend enough time around apparently frat boys or drunks.
I mean, I have. Just apparently not the kind of drunks you hang out with.
I'm gonna totally tell R&D you said that.
Uh-oh.
I mean, what's he gonna do?
Knowing him, you could do a lot.
Okay, so let's get back to the game.
Across the ocean? I doubt it.
Yeah, he's terrifying.
I mean, you said it, not me.
Anyway, moving on.
All right. So Jarvis says, yes, can you brief me on what happened so I can report to Omen Drawn what happened when you were in Neverwinter? I know you gave me some messages, but they were pretty short because of the sending stuff.
Well, what's relevant for the Solution Guild is mostly that we had a clean prison break, so Opal is, well, she's looking like helpful for a bit, but I don't think she's gonna keep that up, considering, we're also pretty wanted, so...
Oh, yes.
I certainly hope not.
Opal showed up here, actually. Looking for her stuff, she said. She'd keep trying every couple days. She said you had something of hers that she needed to collect. That sound
Really?
right?
I mean,
yeah.
outside of the black diamonds, but we all know.
Yeah, so you got Opal, her stuff, and then there was also the were-rat human whose stuff you got. And do you remember, did I say that there were letters in there? Do you remember this?
Not specifically, but it's also been,
It's
I think,
been
a month
while.
at this point, so...
Yes. It's just some love letters written by Never Ember, Daggart. And then, yes, there was your thing too. So you had actually collected her sort of like runaway money. So she's been stopping by the bar looking for it. I found the keg robot, so I put the keg robot in the bar. So I'll go back and look for Rainbow as well and their token. Okay, so there was a prison break. You got away clean. All right, and then what?
We retrieved the Ori piece from a former Solutions Guild branch base of operations. Unfortunately, there weren't any of them left because it had been attacked by Dran Enterprise.
Dran?
Indeed.
Oh.
Slaughtered the lot of them.
Oh.
One of them hung around as a ghost. They were nice, but a bit touchy.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, all right. So Omen will definitely want to know that about Dran's involvement. That's very worrying. Okay. But the building has been cleared out and secured now?
Yes. We cleared it out. We found some horrific person in the basement, which you get to from the top. Don't ask. But anyway, Kuba was his name. He was a nasty piece of work. Was doing some horrible experimentations. We almost had him, but then he just poofed into thin air. We did do a little more exploring down there, and we did also liberate a mecha chimera who's waiting for us on the ship of... Yes, there was an imprisoned mecha chimera down there. We freed it. They're friendly. Just want to go home. But
if Clue had his way, he would have fought it.
I don't remember that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying I don't remember it.
I don't remember either. I'm making shit up.
I mean, it's Clue, not Kermit. Kermit would have tried to kill us, but...
Yes, Clue. But see, Mara would also throw Clue under the bus any chance she got, so...
But yes, the mecha chimera, Stevie is the name. They're currently waiting on our ship. Oh yes, we have a shipping business now.
A shipping business?
Indeed. Well, a stake in a shipping business. Basically, on the way to the lighthouse, we rescued a bunch of buccaneers, shall we say, who were having a spot of bother with a giant octopus. We saved them and helped them deal with their former captain, who was not a very nice person and were doing some very questionable things. But yes, they agreed to enter into business with us, doing some import-export stuff. All above board, you understand.
Oh, of course. It's just I thought that our adventures in the ye old haunt were going to be more exciting, but clearly not. You've topped us again in your adventuring.
Also, that reminds me, we're gonna need 1,000 gold to help that boat get fixed up.
Oh yes, and I do need petty cash.
Yep.
So, right. Well, I guess very quickly, I don't know if you want me to go into actual details about the number, but looking back at the month of business and accounting for all the expenses and the franchise fees, Jarvis takes out a bag and says, your business profited 152 gold pieces this month.
I mean, it means we have 1,000, so enough to invest again.
Well, 152. But...
No, I mean total. We are over 1,000
okay.
again.
By the way, do you guys have a bunch of stuff that you want to swap out for gold or unload or get rid of? Because we can do that
we
too.
should still have 500 worth of gems, and I mean, do we want to sell those power discs?
Are they
The
useful?
platinum chips?
Yeah, the things that Modron used.
Yeah, Habar has them.
Does she plan on using them for something? Because they're for 20
Yes.
gold otherwise.
She does
Okay.
plan on using them.
So
Basically, if you want to give to Jarvis anything that you want to turn it into actual money, just go ahead and give me the list.
I mean, we still don't know what that garnet or that amethyst are worth, but those are definitely soul fodder. Those 10 gems. For those, I know they're 50 each or 500 total. And don't count too much with silver rings, so they'll sell those 3 for 30 as well.
All right, so that's 530.
Platinum collars, did you forget those?
No.
The platinum collars. Platinum
Well,
The Hellhound.
oh no!
Hellhound.
Apparently, I do not have them on my list.
Was that from? Wait, was that from when you guys
Oh,
were?
no, that's the log thing.
Yes. Yeah. That was your other adventure. Yeah, that was the
Damn it,
one
I got
shot.
it the same colour as Perry.
That's okay. All right, so you're up to 530, I think, gold pieces right now.
Yeah, and then I mean the garnet ring and the amethyst. I don't know how much.
We'll just call them 50, or call them 50 each. So we'll bring you up to 630.
Yep, that's another 630. So we actually have a bit of cash left now, which is good.
Yeah. So 630 plus 152, and and Jarvis says, and I'm sure that Omen will want to compensate you for returning these items. And when I hand him the item that you retrieved, I will remind him of that.
This would be a very good moment for a faint rumbling and creaking noises to come from upstairs.
Okay. All right. There are rumbling noises. You all pause in the middle of your conversation. And there are noises coming from upstairs. Jarvis just looks and says, "Who wants to investigate?"
I'm still the only one that's fireproof. Ugh. Can I just go upstairs?
Speaking of fireproof, I need to get my frickin' gloves fixed. I keep forgetting to do these.
Yeah, you can do that now.
As long as it costs less than 700 gold.
I have my own money. Back off. But Mara goes, "All right, later, sports fans. I'm gonna go get my gloves fixed," and walks off. Just like bounces.
Yes. So let me find. It was the steam and something. Go. The steam and steel. Yes. So Embrick and Avi, who's Embrick is yes. the fire Genasi is Embrick, and the water Genasi is Avi. Yeah, so you go over there and you head over to the Steam and Steel, and they're not open yet, but you do see Avi inside, just sort of like getting things ready. Seems to be like behind the counter, setting things up and doing some paperwork.
Mara's not good. Mara just like gently taps on the glass and just waves.
Avi looks up and gets a smile on his face and says, "Oh, just sort of like motions to you to wait. Hold on a second." They come around the counter and undo the locks and stuff, and says, "Oh, hello, Mara. It's been so long. Come on in. You want like a coffee or a tea or something?"
No, you're gonna hate me. I'm really sorry.
Why would we hate you? No,
She holds up her hands
and shows the
gloves,
the fucked up gloves.
The fucked up gloves.
Yeah, it says, "Well, you're an adventurer. If adventurers kept their weapons perfect, I would be out of a job. Come on in, sit down."
I know, but it was a stupid move. I wanted a slime, and the stupid slime ate the gloves.
Oh, dear.
But at least I got the slime.
Oh, it's fine. Oh, you poor thing. Were you nervous about this whole time? Oh,
well,
give me a hug.
Was...
Give me a hug. Come here. Bring it in.
He hugs her and she's just like trapped, but not like in a I'm not okay with this, but just kind of like in the I'm a pitiful potato.
Yes.
And so accepting the hug.
Let me take a look at this and see whether or not I can repair it on its own, or I don't know if you can get a hold of any more of those dragon scales, but you sit here.
Dragon tails. Stops, and she stops. Sorry.
Avi gets out what looks like one of those jeweler eye magnifiers, and drops it over. Is that what they're called?
It's called a loop.
Okay, I didn't know. A loop. And drops it over his eye and sort of goes through the fabric and says, "Well, I think, look, I can repair this. I think it'll work, but if you can find a way to get more of those dragon scales, I would definitely feel better about making sure that it didn't occasionally not work for you. If I could just get one more scale to kind of patch up this one particular, right where you touched it, the acid has eaten everything, and I can't pull them together in order to keep the connection." And Avi shows you on the fabric itself where it's the dragon scale is basically there's a whole gap where the acid or whatever it kind of really burned it or scalded it or whatever. Yes.
I will try.
All right, well, leave it with me. I'll get started on it right away and see how well it goes. But yes, we'll come back. I'll try to work my magic. Embrick and I will do what we can for you.
Oh, you are a delightful human being.
Oh,
wait,
don't
no,
worry.
You're not a human being.
Oh, could you tell Jarvis maybe to just clear our tab at the old haunt? Kind of winks at you.
Oh,
we'll call it even.
Honey, you need not ask.
Wow.
And she does the whole forget about it wave thing.
Yes, he says, and of course this will be on the house for you too. It's a wonderful material to work with. It really is very fine. So do appreciate the opportunity, and starts looking at the fabric again, and yes, and then gets oh sorry. Well, you probably have a lot to do today, and I'll get going on these.
So she kind of does a two-finger salute and walks off.
Yeah.
Back to the ye old hunt.
All right. Oh, Mara's finally got her gloves fixed. Yay.
Yep. Yay, my gloves are getting fixed. But wait, which dragon gave me the scales?
Oh, it was Dabby.
Dabby gave the bar the scales.
Okay. So
Dabby
we have to go visit Dabby again.
Mm-hmm.
It sure is convenient that you have someone who can turn into a shark.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say we have a boat currently in port, but shark works.
And it's not like I don't have a ship captain for a boyfriend.
I mean, he's currently in Luskan, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, where is Zordos these days?
That is true. He is gone at the moment.
Oh, and if you... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that because we hitched ride with him up Neverwinter, and then he went to Luskan.
Mm-hmm. And I think at the beginning of your side quest, or the Frog Force 5 quest, You spotted a green dragon flying along the coast, didn't you?
Yeah.
You did.
So,
That's common.
more side quests.
We still need that. Is that really a side quest? That's a main quest.
At
Well,
which,
that's a side quest that's been going for a long time.
I mean-
Since you were first level. You
Yeah.
met Dabby at like first or second level. It was your first
I
dragon
mean,
call. Second,
it's
probably.
that's more of a side quest, and most of the other things we've been doing have more been like daily bounties, like just a thing you do for a bit. Well, this is like an actual proper multi-stage side quest.
Yes. Yep. Find the green dragon that was harassing Dabby, and so she can go home and find her
Go home.
family. Mhm.
We just keep on gathering side quests.
Speaking of side quests, Jarvis says, when you get back, like, oh, Miss Mara, I'm glad you're back. Oh, yes, sorry, we had rumbling and things happening upstairs. Who was going to go check it
Yeah,
out?
I
Sorry.
was checking that out.
Clue was checking. All right, what happened? So, yeah, Corey. Like, I'm not running this part. You're the DM now. What's going on?
Everyone dies. Oh no. Rock falls. Everyone dies. So has Clue's been in Hibara's room before, hasn't he?
I mean, isn't like Hibara's room just
Like a patio?
Yeah, the patio. Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So as soon as because I imagine that's where he's going, right?
Hmm?
Okay, so as
Or
soon
the
as he
sound
like
of this-
opens the door, I guess it'd be immediate. You'd know this. You'd notice this immediately. So instead of the trellises just being bare wrought iron fancy work, they're now covered in vines.
I'm gonna assume those are poisonous. Just kind of points at them.
Does he say that out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rainbow's like right next to him then. So if Rainbow wants to say anything.
I mean,
I just got here. They look pretty dangerous to me, though.
Hibara's not here?
Oh, she's around here somewhere.
She did go up the ladder here.
Okay.
Guess we're climbing ladders now. Hibara, what the fuck are you doing?
So
I planted Daryl. And then I did some magic.
And that did?
Made everything safe.
In what sense?
Well, in case someone tries to come on the roof.
Okay. Just make sure they don't get so low that like people start running into them on the street.
Well, as long as they don't like climb up on the roof, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying, make sure it stays on the roof.
So you now have basically an alarm system on your roof. You guys
kind of. It's the blood vine.
I mean, alarm suggests it warns us. This
Well, I guess
kills
it's a trap.
Yeah, this just kills people.
Yeah, it's a trap.
Just go kill people.
I mean, the screaming may alarm us.
And so is it covering is it basically covering like the roof of the building now?
The trellises. So like before where shitty. So like before where there was roof along here and here that then got turned into trellises.
Yep.
So it's now like a carpet. So it's not like a roof of vines, basically.
Oh, okay.
And considering it also comes out of all three sides up. Ooh, I don't know what that was about. All three sides up here. That would mean it's also like going over the top of the third floor roof as well.
Okay. Yeah, so you have blood vines, basically. They just look like weird ivy to anyone who doesn't recognize what they are. But yeah, you've got basically blood ivy or blood vines now covering the top layers of your place.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
so you're protected, which is good.
And then she's going to crack out. Well, she's going to spend the next She's going to shut down the clue and say, "Oh, and don't bother me for the next 8 hours."
Okay. Learn the rest. Don't light anything on fire.
Okay.
Good thing I said. So, Ibarra's doing some stuff with plants. Don't bother her. Just the rest of today, just let her be.
Are we still safe to go to our rooms?
Don't touch the vines on the patio. We should be fine. In fact, don't touch any plants just to make sure.
Don't touch any plants, just to be sure.
Yeah. No plants, no touch.
So yeah, for the next 8 hours, she's casting plant growth again, but in the 8-hour mode.
Okay.
So she's basically super empowering all the plants within half mile.
Oh, follow will be happy.
Yeah, everyone's plants is just going to be super healthy for the next year.
Oof. Yep, you guys have a defense mechanism. It's not like the one at the lighthouse that shut bullets into the ground, but, you know, it's better for an urban setting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't want our best taking pot shots at passers-by.
The Bobs will have to go up to the roof and just check for bodies once a week. Make sure no one was trying to run across the roof and got caught.
Refill all the turrets with arrows again.
All right, so when you get back down, Jarvis says, so, well, I guess, is there anything else you want to report? Otherwise, I can tell you the goings on here.
No. Nothing for you at the very least.
Okay. Well, business has been going fine. The staff has been working out great. The bard is actually pretty good, and I think has a couple groupies, which is weird, but anyway. However, while Jolly was here, he did get the sense that the tavern was being watched, and so was on his guard. And after we heard about the attack in Neverwinter, and we shortly thereafter learned from Omen about an attack on another Solutions Guild office in Phandalin, and he was in the process of recruiting some people to go over and check it out when we were attacked. But fortunately, the adventurers held their own. There was a very surprisingly fast and lethal frog called Kermit. There was, I don't remember, what was Bartram again? I'm sorry. I know he's...
Kenku, the little crow boy.
Kenku, who joined as well, seemed to be a bit of a tinkerer. There was a Verdan, which I've only ever seen one before in my life, a very, very new species, that joined as well. Did magic? Is that right?
Yep.
I'm trying to remember during that battle. And Sib. Remind me again, it was a tiefling? Nazir
was a half-orc.
Half-orc,
A half-orc pirate who ran across the bar.
Right. I remember the pirate part, but I forgot the half-orc, and my apologies for that. And a half-orc who was able to hold their own in a battle. They were able to fight back quite quickly. Some Xanathar guild thugs who had been sent. So Jolly's assessment was, again, they'll back off, do surveillance, but the tavern seems to be attracting attention, perhaps both from Dran and Xanathar. So sorry to confront you with more problems on your way back, but I felt you needed to know right away and factor that into whatever you're going to be doing, keeping everybody here safe.
God fucking damn it.
Quick question. Does Clue notice anybody watching the place right now?
Just by looking out the windows, no, but if you wanted to go and do a little turn around the neighborhood and pick up a newspaper or something, you could go
Casual walk, yeah. As you do.
Yeah, go ahead and... Oh, All right. So if you can give me, I'll say you'll get like 3 passes if you want to kind of meander around. So you can do 3 different perception checks. What were you inciting, Kelsey?
When Jarvis was talking about the green frog.
Mm-hmm.
Can Mara's taking insight on if she recognizes like a green frog?
Okay.
Can't be.
So insight would be more on reading
Actually,
Jarvis.
Work, does it?
Yeah.
I
So
mean, also, I'm pretty sure War never knew Kermit when he was half frog. Like that's just like a weird thing that happened after he met her.
Oh, okay, poop.
I mean, she would
that
recognize
works.
the name Kermit after Kermit the Frog, but not specifically the sort of like evil entity that got fused with the frog.
Well, that's it. Jarvis said Kermit, right?
Yeah.
yes. Said
Jarvis,
all of their names and gave their kind of bios.
Of course, Mara doesn't react to the fact that he said Crichton. She's gonna act like that didn't happen.
Okay.
I mean, can I insight check that? Clue realizes that's bullshit.
That Mara has a sort of a weird reaction when the name
Crichton,
Crichton's name. Yes.
Jarvis, did you said Kermit, right? Or do I just need more coffee?
Yes. Kermit was a very impressive warrior. Definitely seemed to be enjoying the violence he was inflicting. If we're honest, had a kind of gleam in the eye that I've recognized in that type before. So yes, definitely seemed good to put his energies in a constructive direction.
And you said he was a frog, or he looked like a frog.
Yeah, but definitely had, I'd say, like approaching monk skills. Just the ability to move quickly and get in deadly blows. And yes, I think maybe even might be poisonous in certain if he touches your skin.
Was he wearing anything?
Yellow?
I mean, he was wearing like a black hood mostly.
It's Darth Kermit. It's
yes.
the meme.
Yeah.
Shit. How the fuck did Darth Kermit end up here?
I think he walked through the front door. Actually, was looking for work. Now that you're reminding me again, there's been so much with the battle and also with Friend that I still have to tell you. But showed up asking for you.
Me?
Yes, and I said that the party was away on business and offered to help and stick around and do work around the place.
Why did he? Oh, for the love of fucking God. I don't want to deal with a fucking frog.
Poor Kermit. It's not easy being green.
Okay, and on that, I'm drinking actually fresh lemon lemonade, and it's so bitter. I'm gonna have to get some actual water. So you just keep yourselves entertained for a minute while I get something else to drink.
Fucking
Kermit.
frogs.
Gonna miss him. Although if he ever ends up on a boat, that's gonna be fun.
He's gonna end up in the water.
I mean, yeah, but he always ends up in the water.
This is very true. It's kind of like Sirius. Sirius always ends up in the water somehow. Oftentimes, I'm on the other end of the leash, so I'm sometimes in the water, so that's never fun. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Darth Kermit. Fucking A.
I mean, I haven't even made any Muppets Party Cruise references yet, so
I was complaining about you the other day. I was just like, Yellow's gonna have to up his game because I'm gonna make really obscure, very specific Americanized world references, and if he doesn't get them, it's not gonna land right.
All right, I am back.
Welcome back.
Right.
Jeez.
If we're done with the Kermit conversation, Jarvis says, there's one other thing that, well,
Wait, hold on.
wants to tell you. Mm-hmm.
Did anybody else ask for me?
Not that I remember.
So just the frog.
Just the frog.
Okay, cool.
Also, did 22 perception give me anything?
Oh, yes.
You watched?
Yes. So as you make your way down the street and you head over to the bookworm, you do notice that there are 2 humans who are kind of hanging out in the alley. Like each of them is on one side, kind of leaning up against the wall, and one is facing the tavern, and the other one just seems to be looking out. And when you come out and start walking in that direction, because that's the direction of the bookshop, they kind of clock you, and both of them sort of push off the wall with their one legs, and they disappear down the alley.
Clue's just gonna wave at them.
Yeah, they see you and they don't acknowledge you, and they just turn over. Like, you know, as you pass that alley, they're looking over their shoulders, and you smile and wave, and they don't acknowledge it. They just look away and walk on.
Well, not I was doubting, Charlie, but good to confirm. They just walks back. Yep, they're watching us. Better to take care of that sooner rather than later.
Yes, well, there's one more piece of information that I feel that you should know. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but while you were gone, I availed myself of the comprehend languages spells, and Friend and I can now communicate. And Friend is quite an amazing creature. They like the name Friend once they learned what the word meant. They also have taken on the pronouns they, and they have a lot of things to say. So if you don't mind, I'll translate for Friend until all of you can learn to speak Waterdeep's, like, basically sign language.
Yes.
Love to learn a new language.
Well, first of all, Friend is saying that. So at this point, like, Friend sort of like waves at everybody, and then looks back at Jarvis and starts to communicate with them. And I mean, okay. Friend says that first, they would like to thank you for taking them in and helping them. They didn't realize how much trouble they were in with the authorities in Waterdeep until we learned to speak. And Friend also learns languages very quickly, and Jarvis kind of like just sort of turns and says, and so once Friend only had the limited vocabulary of the language that they learned from Nim, the mechanic that built them in the first place. But once they learned Common, they have all night to read, and so they've been reading books and with a dictionary and learning, and they're very, very fluent in Common now. And so as Friend learned how to speak the language, I was able to explain to them with the newspaper clippings as to what happened and also how morality works. And so Friend has also been reading a lot of moral philosophy to try to understand the difficulties of moral quagmires that we humanoids find ourselves in. But
literature.
Yes. And when Friend had come to the realization that their actions in throwing the fireball beads resulted in the deaths of innocents, they became very distraught and decided it was time to tell the whole story, because they understood now more of what happened to them than they could express before. So Friend was created by Nim, the mechanical creature that you met in the house of the thing. Damn it.
House of Creation, or what was it called?
It's the House of Hands.
House of Hands, yes, in the House of Hands. Nim was very lonely, and so spent time secretly creating the creature that Friend eventually was as a companion, someone more like Nim, because Nim was surrounded always by humanoid creatures, mammals and things. And Nim was also quite keen, because Nim was confined to the grounds of the holy building, that Friend could get out more easily, because it wouldn't be recognized by any of the staff. And so Friend began doing little errands for Nim and learning a little bit about the world of Waterdeep, but really had no discernment as to evil intentions or the ideas of trust or manipulation or using anyone. One day while they were out, one day while Friend was out doing an errand for Nim, they bumped into Erstal Fluxen, who saw in Friend the possibility of a loyal soldier, also a disposable being, something that could very easily be used for their own purposes and to ingratiate themselves with the Grunlands. Grunhalls. Sorry, let me get you up on your your Waterdeep map here. Where is it? Oh, it's been a while. Hold on 1 second. I have a lot of maps. Those are all of the ones from... here we go. Map of Waterdeep. If you remember, there was a whole thing that happened when Erstal Fluxen, when you guys fought him and defeated him, that there was a hubbubaloo at Grailhund Villa. That was it. Mm-hmm. So Erstal was working for the Grailhunds, the Grailhunds are working with the Zents, but not with the Davil branch of the Zents. And they are trying to fund the search for the missing dragons in Waterdeep. Erstal thought that this gift to the Growlhunds would please them and increase their trust in him and give him a little bit more status within the Zents with their backing. And so he took Friend to the Growlhunds, and she basically became like a servant of Lady Growlhund, who was mostly doing things around the house. But on that day, that morning when it all happened, Lady Growlhund sent him with the fireball necklace and instructions on following the half-elf, I think it was, who had the stone at the time, to retrieve it. Halfling. Yes. Halfling to retrieve it. But without really having experience, Friend didn't judge the situation very well and ended up throwing the beads, which is sort of when the explosion startled them. They had never seen anything like that before, and they ran and hid, and were basically too afraid to come out and talk to any humans until all of you found them. And then now he feels, yes, in quite a predicament, because he knows that his moral obligation is to turn himself in, but he's also afraid of what punishments they might dole out to a creature that doesn't have rights in Waterdeep.
You're not morally obligated to do anything, my friend.
I still say it's not right that your kind doesn't have rights.
Oh, here he goes again.
Get off the horse, Elvar. Get it.
You all know it's bad to treat sentient things as if they don't have rights, but that doesn't help. Okay.
The Friend is just very grateful to being able to stay here and work here, and wants to thank you for that, and also wants your help in finding a way to atone for what happened, but realizes after we've been attacked and I've explained some of the other demands on your attention, nothing is going to change for the present moment in terms of the situation. So friend is willing to wait until it's a good time. He doesn't want to bring more negative attention on the tavern.
We could always spray him red or blue, or maybe a lightish red.
Yes, we've been getting the bard to do some prestidigitation to conceal his true form, since there is still a bounty on them.
You all need to watch Red versus. None of y'all got that joke.
Nope, sorry.
I got it, but I stayed silent.
I did, but Ibarra's upstairs.
And that was the tale I felt you should know.
Okay, thanks for the information, and thank you, friend, for continuing to help us. But I'm gonna go and do some research for stuff and things. Barry, do you want to know about stuff and or things? Barry?
He's just looking very confused at this point.
Mara, are you interested in stuff and or things?
Stuff and things.
Then we shall go to the library to learn about stuff and also things.
Having fun isn't hot. Why? Why when I am Mara, I can sing, but when I'm fucking frightened, I can't.
You're Mara again.
It's the pressure.
It's stage fright.
Oh Lord, it makes me angry. Having fun isn't hard when you got a library card. The OG.
You know whose voice that is?
Who?
Steven Crowder.
No. Oh
Yes.
yeah, that was right.
Yeah.
He voiced that when he was younger.
Yeah. Isn't
Yeah.
that insane?
I don't get the reference, but
It's Arthur.
Yeah, the cartoon.
oh,
Also,
okay,
they're doing one more
dinner.
season and then they're done.
Yep.
I mean, things need to end eventually.
Some things
Also-
should go forever.
Also, fun fact, apparently the Waterdeep map has like appropriate feats and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, so this one's not broken?
Yeah. Basically,
I mean-
Habara just nuked the whole quarter of Waterdeep with all the plants there being super invigorated.
So how wide is are you the blue one?
Yep, the blue one.
Or not Kermit height.
2,600.
What?
So yeah,
away,
half a
dear.
mile.
Bloody hell.
Of
Jesus
course,
Christ.
with feet, it's incredibly hard to actually, know how much distance that is, but
Yeah, everyone's gonna be mowing their lawns like twice as often for the next
Yeah, pretty
year.
much.
what is
to be the
half a mile in
landscaper.
feet? I have no idea.
Or it's very good to be the landscapers because
Mhm.
now they get to charge twice.
Yeah.
Also, dude, this is Waterdeep. Do any of them actually have lawns?
Yeah, there
I
are
mean,
parks and
there
stuff.
are
This
lawn.
is the sea wards. That's like the bougie part of town.
Yeah, that
No.
part is
Full of
definitely.
plants.
Yeah, if you
I
actually
mean,
if you
at the dark
zoom in.
wards, the only thing that would be invigorated with the fucking algae.
Yeah.
Well, the
It's-
Sea Ward's fine though.
It's
But the
half a
North
mile.
Oh, I mean, you're going a decent chunk into the seed ward, aren't you?
You know
Because
what we
the seed
should do?
ward is like
We should like
a little
send
bit.
Gorko out to like
this line-ish.
make a little bit of money and
I would
landscaping.
stop that.
trim
The
bushes.
line- The line got out of hand. But yeah, we go into the seaward at least for a bit.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean
A little
here
bit.
if it's
it
not
definitely eats
road.
this chunk.
Yeah, if it's not road,
Mhm.
it's basically lawn and trees and parks and stuff where you all are
Ron
at.
is so
Mhm.
useless.
And also Undercliff. There are a bunch of farms out there in Undercliff that now are gonna just
I mean, do we reach far enough for Undercliff?
Yeah.
I mean,
little
just
bit.
the little edge, but I don't think it hits the farms proper.
No, because
Oh, okay.
farms are all I can do.
okay.
But that's a good thing, right?
I mean, farms getting invigorated would have been good. Not for us specifically, but for the farmers.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
All right. So, what were you? Okay. So, who's gonna do? People are gonna do research. Is that what the idea is here? And what are you gonna be researching?
Well, mostly the Stone of Galore, but Chloe's also going to look into the guilds a bit because he feels like he's going to have to negotiate with them eventually.
Okay, which
main
guild?
Points, well, to one doing shipping.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Though that's fair enough. Okay. So, in terms of that kind of information, you can just like go to the city hall and get information on that. So I'll just call that like administrative stuff that you can very easily start to sort out. In terms of the Stone of Galore, I'm gonna be honest. I can send you on a whole scrutineering thing, but I think I've told you everything that there is to know about it. So what I'll do instead is I'll pull up the stats on the object. You tell me, you can work together as a team, what you remember about it. And I will fill in any blanks.
I'm just going to be honest right now. Mara remembers shit.
It's a rock, you attune to it, and it can fuck with your memories. It wants, well, it's used to open wherever the hell the dragons are.
And it can get drunk.
It can absorb alcohol. We're not entirely sure if it gets drunk, but it can absorb alcohol.
Mara's running under the assumption that it can get drunk.
For the rest, yeah, we know it can fuck with people's memories. Mostly the one it's attuned to, but apparently also those of others. We know it wants to unite with the thing that we need to open it with. We know it's willing to fuck with people's memories to do it. The object is most likely evil, or at the very least, the kind of neutral where it might just as well be evil. As far as we know, I mean, there's not any specific ways to destroy it. You might, be able to just smash it if you really tried, but not tried that yet. Takes an hour to attune to it.
Are you just reading the stat block now?
No, I'm just saying what I remember.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Sorry, but my memory's occasionally weirdly accurate. Most of the time I remember fuck all, but sometimes I remember everything. Yeah, and I think it's currently attuned to Telvar, and that's all we know, I think.
Okay, all right. So what I'll let you do is, there are a couple blanks I can fill in if you do well on this. So we're just going to do a scrutineering activity. So let me get out the book I'd opened up originally and then needed to look up the stone. So let me find that first. No. Over here. Right. This is the entry on scrutineering. As a member of the Solutions Guild franchise, you scoff at those who limit their intelligence gathering to mere research or sagery. The scrutineering activity covers basic research easily enough, finding a new venture, like learning what pleases a head office. These guys. But it can also expand across a much broader range of activities. You might engage, kidnapping is such a harsh word, members of a rival group, learn the secrets of a stronghold, assess an organization's business model, or lay rightful claim to some information that might benefit your franchise. So I need to determine what resources are required. And then once that has been assessed, the activity requires at least 1 work week of effort, 100 GP per rank, so you're rank 2, so 200 GP, spent on bribes, materials, and other expenses. Spending more money increases the chance of a successful scrutineering. And the resolution is, the character overseeing the activity makes an intelligence check and can make use of a skill appropriate to the scrutineering activity, at my discretion. This check gains a +1 bonus per 100 GP spent beyond the baseline. A character with a Documancer position gains a +1 bonus for the check. And a maximum bonus of +10 can be applied to this check. The total of the check determines the outcome, and that is 1 to 5 no effect. 6 to 10, you learn a piece of lore. I'll just say if you make it like at a 10 or higher, I'll kind of dump the remaining information on you. Yep, and that's it. Yes, the DM makes a final decision regarding what information. So yeah, because this isn't Stone of Galore is not going to be in the library. So what you also remember is that it was Lord Never Ember who had it commissioned, and that there was a sorcerer who worked for him, who people think did the job, and I think that is. So other than the fact, like the rumor is this person like worked for him, there's not much else out there.
Okay. So I have Documenter. Definitely investigation would be relevant.
Yep.
So what exactly do I need to roll?
Yeah, so deduct 200 gold from the party's
Yep, I've done that.
And then give me a 120 with your preferred skill.
So do I roll investigation or just a d20?
Sorry, you can roll an investigation check with the d20.
So that's a 19 plus 1 from Documenter is 20.
Yes. You are able to spend some time and this money going down and bribing people and listening, working your connections to get the name of. I'm just going to go through this really quick, so I can look up the name of the mage, but it's somewhere in the book, but it's fast. To find the name of the mage who worked for Lord Never Ember. And after you learn who it is, you learn where he lives, somewhere just south of the seaward, and you're able to case out his joint. And one night, with the help of the party, whoever you trust,
Barry and Mara.
Okay,
because Mara is busy with threes.
Yes, you would. The three of you kind of lay in wait and accost him, cloaked up, with masks on your face or whatever, and interrogate him. Not just intimidate, really, more about information as to what he did for Lord Never Ember and the dragons. And he starts to really freak out and panic, and he claims he knows he did a job for the Lord before he fled the city, but he can't remember it. And if all three of you want to make insight checks.
Not a dang clue. Fucking get it up. I have a +9 on that,
Yes. What about Perry?
No, you're still rolling as Kermit.
Oh no, that's my name is still. I need to roll with Q-sheet, but need to in fact change that too. Because
Mara and Perry are busy holding the wizard down. They don't reading his expression. Clues could have taken over the questioning. And the guy looks legit panicked. Like when he says he can't remember, he almost looks like he's not just saying it, he's actually disturbed by it. When he thinks about the fact that there's this blank part of his life, it freaks him out because he doesn't know what happened. And he suspects that maybe someone wiped his memory.
Huh. Yeah. Well, guess with your employer, it's to be expected he would take drastic measures to keep his secrets.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't remember it was. Well, maybe he cast the spell, but I don't actually remember having anything happen. I just, whenever you said the stone, I just don't have any memory of that stone. Like I still have bits and pieces of memory around that time, but it's just when you ask me about the stone, it kind of just turns into a dream.
Well, it's either Never Ember manipulating your memory, or it was the stone himself or itself.
Possibly. But I'm sorry I can't help you. I honestly don't remember. Please don't hurt me.
Well, if you don't have information, you don't have information, do you? And considering you're good at forgetting, I'm gonna trust you're gonna forget this.
Forget what?
Good guy. Just come on, guys. Signals for everybody to leave.
Yeah. So that is what you learn.
So, we learned that just giving the stone what it wants is probably the best idea we've got, which sucks. Perry or Mara gonna react to that?
No. Mara's bored. She had to hold a person. She didn't get to do any punchy, pushy. She's mad.
I mean, if we still have some time in the day left, we can always see if we can fight this out with our members somewhere and harass them.
Awesome.
How late is it right now? Because we can definitely go down to the dockyard and harass somebody if we want.
I just want to go beat up some rivals.
Yeah, I mean, we have to raid them eventually, so maybe if we beat a couple of them up now, get them a bit scared, get a bit of
a bigger fight
fear
later
for us, yeah.
All right, so we've kind of like jumped forward a bit, like 2 weeks in time to get to the resolution of that information. But since we've got that 2 weeks, I guess we can kind of use this to do some other downtime activities. Or I don't know when Perry was going to pipe up.
Pretty soon after they got back, so probably within that 2 weeks.
Yeah, so those 2 weeks are time jump at the end of that happens, but in the meantime, downtime activities.
Yeah.
Because Clue definitely wouldn't wait 2 weeks to talk to Neville either.
So yes, I mean Habara's done. By the way, the plants have almost this like weirdly in one part of the city. It's like I want to say Indian summer because I don't think that's I don't know, but like suddenly the plants are behaving as if it was earlier in the year than it was, and they don't get like they just seem a little bit reinvigorated. The leaves are taking a bit longer to fall off of them, and the grass is looking really nice. There you go. A lot of people are complaining their hedges are growing twice as fast as normal. So that's that happened. But yes, I think I was poking at Perry. There's been a plot line that's been hanging out there for about 2 months now.
Yes. Perry needs to so it'll be one day if they're all there, Perry's gonna say, does anybody know how to contact the Harpers?
Oh yeah, we do.
Belvar does.
Belvar, you're up.
Yes, what?
I need to contact the Harpers.
Ah, jolly good. We can arrange that.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, do you just like rock up to your contact, or because I'm pretty sure we just went to his house last time.
Yeah, pretty much, yes. I'm sure that will be fine.
Oh, there's also that horse you could talk to.
Oh yeah, I mean, we can't talk to the horse.
Yes, you can.
Oh yeah, it was a talking horse.
Yes.
Like that you forgot about the talking fucking horse.
Yeah, I forgot the whole entire horse linguist saga.
Mr. Ed.
Of course.
So why do you want to talk to them?
You're gonna have to tell the story because Shib should know the story. Gonna have to catch them. All right,
we can do that off stream.
Do you want to know why why I'm up here in Waterdeep?
Because
I thought it was because of those
good
dudes.
Food and general tourist attractions?
No. Have you heard of the Rundine?
Have I heard of the Rundine?
If you're a member of the Harpers.
Nope. The bar doesn't.
History, right?
Yeah, Clue has. Apparently you've worked at, so this won't be a surprise, but the rest do need to have it explained. Clue with his underworld connections recognizes it, but the rest don't have it.
Boy.
Useless.
So the Rundine are the largest mercantile and slaving guild in the southern Sword Coast. And
Oh,
a
is
bit
that how
further
that stripper
south.
bought you?
What?
What?
You don't remember the stripper?
I don't remember a stripper.
I don't
What?
remember a stripper.
What the fuck are you talking about, Imara?
The Magic Man. Took
Oh,
his clothes off.
fucking Mike. Clue just looked instantly pissed.
Oh yeah, the team building exercise.
Nobody owned me ever. But
God fucking
wow.
Yeah, fuck Mike.
Wow, Mike was awesome.
Mike tried to fuck with Clue's mind at least twice. Clue
Mike
does
was
not
awesome.
like Mike.
Be like Mike.
What does that?
So you
10
want Clue to take his shirt off?
Wrong Mike.
All right, what are you rolling for? Insight? Who are you? Who are you trying to read?
Inciting Perry on never being owned by someone.
You're not sure if you believe that. You got it right in the middle, so I'm gonna go with middle response. She's like,
It does conflict with what she thinks Perry's history is.
Yes.
Doesn't she think he's a ghost?
She's just kind of going
Yes.
like her eyes sort of like narrow, and she's like, sus.
Pretty much.
I may have stolen information from the Undine. And since they're kind of the arch enemies of the Harpers, and they're trying to expand into the Undermountain or whatever it's called.
Whoa. No, they're trying to expand the thing under Waterdeep.
Yes.
I see. I know a bunch of people are going to have quite an issue with that one.
Yeah, and
I'm pretty sure the Drow would too.
The Drow, the Zens, Denethor, although probably not having those guys. Harpers, Force Grey, Lords Lions. Basically, every faction's gonna have a problem with that one.
I don't know all the details, but they're going to be making their move in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, Harpers are pretty well connected, willing to talk to those who need to be talked to. So if we give them the information, they'll probably get it to the people who need it.
Guess who are going to be the people who need it?
God fucking damn it.
Well, Delvar...
It does mean we get... If we end up involved, at least it means we get to kill more slavers.
I'm here
I
for
mean,
it.
if it keeps people out of Waterdeep that shouldn't be there, fine by me.
So when can we go?
I mean, guess you and Talvar should go talk to the Harpers. I'm gonna report this to Zens, because they're gonna want to know about this as well.
Indeed.
Mara's gonna ask Jarvis for some paper birds.
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course, Miss Ibarra. And Jarvis gets up and goes behind the bar, opens up the drawer where I take it there's a bit more petty cash now in there. I take another 100 out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how many would you like? I have 7 right here.
Just 2.
Okay. They come in packs of 10. Brings over 2 of them. Oh, right. And by the way, the note you found was from Felric, which you already knew about, but just to remind you that note was in there too. And we're still in that 2-week timeline. I'm going to be really loose as to like what happens in this 2 weeks. So, yep. So Hibara has 2 paper birds.
Yep. She is gonna put the same message on both of them. One of them's going to the dead drop, the Felric, and the other's going to the who's in charge of the Force Grey? That's the Mass Lord, right? No, the Open Lord.
The Open Lord, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the head of it, Lorraine.
Yeah.
Lorraine Silvermane.
Yeah.
Lorel Silvermane. Yeah. To her.
Anyway, the other one's going there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. And sorry, the first one was going to a dead drop for whom?
Felric.
Oh, Felric. Okay. All right. And what do both of the letters say?
Basically, just gonna talk about what Perry just said of this slaver criminal organization coming up through the Underdark, possibly drow shenanigans with that.
Okay.
Probably should keep an eye out.
All right. Yes. When you're ready. Yeah. If you want to just fold them into what kind of origami bird would you fold them into?
Just a basic one.
Just a basic one, so like a basic sort of swan sort of thing. When you finish it, each of them start to flap their wings and they fly off the table and out of the window or out of the door the next time someone walks through. Yes.
Just so you know, my notes do have this written down. It is level 2 of the Undermountain that they're looking to expand into.
Yes, that is definitely troubling. Well, whenever you're ready to go, Penny, I will take you there.
Take me
Let's
there.
go.
Wanna go there? Take me there. Let's go there. Take me.
So, how many people is it just going to be Thelvar and Perry who are going along, or are other people joining? What's
Ibarra's going to leave at the same time they do, but she's going to the Emerald Enclave. So
okay.
Tell them to.
All right. Also,
don't need to roleplay that.
Okay, but she's going to do like a report there.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Okay. And also at some point I will catch up with you and Felric as well, and because he wants to kind of like give you information on halflings who are mucking about with necromancy. Oh. Right. Yeah. So, which which Harper contact are you going to talk to? I think you have 2 that I remember. So, like Renier Neverember is a contact, and then you had the guy from New York, Murray or something like that. What's his name? Yes, the guy you met at the theater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the guy from the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be 3 then with the horse?
I mean, Chloe's going to the yawning portal so we can have a talk with a horse on his way.
And drink, I'm assuming.
I mean, he's doing that after the meeting.
Yeah, and also see Yagra and say hi to Davil. And
Davil.
see Durndon as well.
Mara's not going anywhere. Mara's just hanging out.
Okay, yeah, so by the way, the Bobs are just like completely in love with Sippy. They think that Sippy is absolutely awesome. And Madam Cookery thought for a minute, oh, could I use him to like, make doughs or something? But he doesn't have a place to put like, the beaters in there. So yeah, and between Liff and the Bobs, they're experimenting with like various different types of booze and alcohol and liquids in order to just have Sippy be he'll just walk along the bar and can top up your drink. And they think it'll be like a really cool feature that will, really bring in the customers. So I guess you're gonna.
Are they going to change his appearance to be more fitting with the?
Yeah, they're gonna take him out and like use the phrase like really pimp him out in a goth look. So right now he's like really multicolored, but he's gonna be like more like completely in black with like black eyeliner, and also like really red lipstick, and they're gonna put like a black wig on him.
The return of the lips.
I feel like this is problematic somehow, but at the same time, I cannot be bothered to care.
I mean, can't you? I'm kind of, I don't know. I guess I got a picture in my head, this sort of like robot with a goth, like white and black and look to it and everything, being really cool. All right, Harper's Mert. Yes, that was it.
Oh wait, before they set out, Perry would head back up to his room and pick up a bag that looks like it's got something in it.
All right. You and Thelvar meet downstairs, unless anyone else is going early to Harbar and Ku and Mara are all busy. So yes, you remember that he lived in the Sea Ward, and so I'll just say you guys can. I don't know. You're gonna take the carriage, or you're gonna walk?
Yeah, we can walk.
Yeah. It's kind of a overcast day and a little bit misty, but I mean, British, so it's fine. It's hardly even rain at this point. Rain is only when you get your face wet. I need one of you to roll a D100.
Yeah.
59. You get to a very grandiose house that Mert gave as his address, and when you call on them...
I pressed escape. Doesn't that cancel?
No.
Damn it.
When you... somebody answers the door and says, "Oh, Mert's not here. Would you like to leave a message? Or call back later? Maybe you can catch him?"
Yes. Could you tell him that Lord Thelvar needs to speak to him ASAP? My colleague here has some very important and worrying news to report.
Okay, Lord Thelvar, important worrying news. Got it. And will Mert know where to locate you?
He should do, but just in case, we will be at the old haunt.
Okay, well, just to let you know, he is very busy on with his businesses, and so sometimes he's away from the house for several days at a time. But the next time I see him, I promise I will pass your message along.
Fair enough. In the meantime, I suppose we'll pay Neverember a visit. And you take care.
Okay, I'll make a note here. You're going to see Rennie and Neverember. Got it.
Indeed.
Okay, so it's like a dwarf woman who shuts the door when you're finished with the conversation. I said, just on a meta level, we played this out, but in the book it actually says, like, if the characters go to see Mert at his house, there's a 90% chance he's not at home. Like, why would you give them the context?
He's a busy man!
He is a busy man.
I think it's another one of those busy work things, like, when we were on the stakeout, and the book says, like, it takes 4 days of patrols.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes. Like, you have to go for 3 nights in a row in order to have your encounter. Fuck that.
I think it's really meant for you to have like a bunch of like downtime activities in the meantime.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. You can just roll them all at once, but yeah.
Yeah.
So,
probably just like it takes 4 days, but
yes. So Mert the Absent is what his name should be. All right, so you guys are going to head over to Renier Neverember's place.
Yeah.
Well, he also lives in the Shishi Sea Ward. So you get to his house. He also has a butler, this time answering the door. It's an elderly human man who invites you in and asks you to sit in the foyer and wait. That he will go inform Mr. Neverember, or Lord Neverember, I guess. I don't know what his status is now, what the son of a lord is, but that of your presence. Sorry, I just need to take a drink of water. My mouth is getting parched.
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah, and as you're waiting in the foyer, you can see the butler coming down in a few seconds after he starts. You can see him. You see Renier as well. He looks down sort of the staircase and gets a big smile and says, Lord Thelvar. And has looks very, very pleased to see you and says, it's wonderful to see you again. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry, he's a little bit more British than that. I hope you're doing well.
Renier, my old friend. Yes, I'm doing well. We did go to see, and the name's just slipped out of my bloody head. Right, Mert. It's just we went to see Mert, but he was out.
Yes, Mert's always out.
Indeed. But my colleague Penny here has some business to discuss with Force Grey. Perry, do you want to explain?
Yeah, Perry, nice to meet you. I'm Renee. Never Ember. Please call me Renee.
Nice to meet you, Renee. I'm Perry Tees.
He offers his hand to shake yours.
He
Let's
gently puts his bag down and shakes his hand.
Okay. He says, let's go into my study, and it's just through here. We'll have a bit more privacy. And he invites you through these sort of like double doors, wooden doors. The whole place, the foyer is mostly done in like white light colors, marbles and things like that. But when you walk into the study, it's almost like rustic in its feel. It almost feels a little bit out of place in such a bougie house, but it also feels very comfortable and not very ostentatious. But what is ostentatious is just how many books are on the shelves. This study is better than, you know, small towns libraries and much of Faerun. And he invites you over to a small table where there's a fire going already, and offers, can I get you anything to drink right away before we start?
Yes, a drink would be much appreciated.
I've got a sort of a seltzer water. We've also got a bit of brandy if you need a little nipper to warm you up. Mixed drinks as well, or what would you like? Tea or coffee? I don't want to push alcohol on you, but...
Brandy sounds good.
Well, make it 2. Perry, what can I get you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very well, very well. He pours 2 brandies and very solidly solidly weighty cut glass, you know, crystal not snifters, but the sort of, you know, lowball drinks, lowball glasses. And hands one to you, Thelvar, takes a seat and says, Perry, you have my attention. How can the Harpers help you?
Perry approaches the table and pulls out of the bag a broken slave collar, upon which is the symbol of the Undine, a coin with a pin through it. I take it you know who's behind these?
I'm gonna roll Renier's intelligence to see, because he's kind of tell me a little bit, where would these groups operate in Faerun? Are they like do you know?
Usually they go up as far as the southern Sword Coast.
He's heard rumors of this. He says, but no specifics.
It's the Undine. When I was in the southern Sword Coast, I hired on to escort some convoys. I didn't take well to the cargo when I discovered who it was. Specifically, the Who. They're the largest slaving and mercantile guild down there. And they're planning to move into Undermountain.
What?
In the next couple of weeks. And I know they've got beef with the Harpers and...
Yes, I've heard, I mean, our other chapters have mentioned them and troubles with them in run-ins, although I wasn't entirely aware of the details of their operations or their sources or their methods of transport, which is what I would need to know to feel like I understood them very well. But if they're looking to move into Undermountain, this is incredibly concerning. What else? Do you have any other information?
I'm assuming Pei would have had some papers from the chests he pilfered.
Yes.
So he would reach into his coat and take those out.
Okay. And yeah, so when you hand them over to Renee, Thelvar, you can see this too, that they seem to be reference, like correspondence and references to the second level, and also like construction costs. Like they're setting up like physical stalls and things. And Renee says, yeah, this is very, very concerning. I will take this up the chain. I'm going to be honest. This kind of work going into Undermountain, the kinds of people we currently have on hand in Waterdeep, I don't know if they would be able to handle something like this. And And your team is developing quite a reputation for being able to handle itself.
Indeed, we are.
Well,
And I'm sure I can speak for the rest of the team when I say, yes, this is thoroughly reprehensible, and I'm sure we would be happy to deal with it.
yes, well, I mean, it certainly violates the Harper's ethics of freedom and justice, and putting a foothold here in Waterdeep. I mean, it's already terrible enough that it exists where it does. There's no way I'm going to allow this to expand. So, you said in the next what is our time period again, Perry?
I believe it's the next few weeks.
All right. Well, what I will do is I will take this up the chain. I will come to you in Ye Old Haunt when I have more further information. But I can tell you that if you are willing to take up this mission to go and either gather information or to destroy it, the resources of the Harpers will be at your fingertips. If you have a plan or anything that you need within reason, we will make sure that you have it. But if there's, I will take this to Mert. I'll take this around and yes, make sure that we start to make gather information, do what we do best really, and start gathering information and develop more of our spy network into Undermountain, which mostly is we've left to the more seedy parts, seedy groups, and those with very nefarious interest to fight amongst themselves. But it seems we must now step in ourselves. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Perry.
It was my honor.
Right, well, as I said, we will need some time to develop some contacts, so if you have a few weeks, in all honesty, I will need those few weeks, so I'll get you information sooner if I can, but I don't see how we could really move forward with enough information probably for 3 to 4 weeks. Even if they start up, I guess they wouldn't be able to get going for very long.
Indeed.
Well, very good. Yes, I'll get on it. Is there anything else that I can do?
Unless Perry would like to join up with Force Grey, I would say
The Harpers.
not really.
Is it?
But with the Harpers,
Is it
yes.
Isn't Force Grey is also the Grey Hands? That's Vajra's guild
Yeah.
faction. Yeah.
Just got them confused for.
Yeah, no,
for a
there's like
moment.
5 of them. And some of them have nicknames, which is really annoying. So yes, the Harpers. Well, if you think that, I mean, I personally think that Perry's demonstrated the commitment to the values of the Harper, and if you can say that in battle he's someone that you would put your life in his hands.
Oh, I most certainly would.
Oh, very well. Oh God, I gotta now dig out the swearing in ceremony for the Harpers, which I did not at all prepare. So hold on a second. I actually have to. It's getting dark now. I have to change the lighting. I do have it written in my notes. It's just a matter of tracking it down. Let's see. Do you want to think at all about the kind of? No. Okay, I would say the kind of information, but I can just make that decision. I don't like there to be dead air while I'm looking things up. All right, so it would be under not franchise. This one. Sorry, I really was not prepared for this. I've got the letters that okay, I know I have a section here where I kept all of your renown.
Sorry to spring it on to you, but I just
No, it makes sense. No, I was
Yeah.
actually he was going to suggest it if you didn't, so you actually like read my mind on that one. I just don't remember the wording of campaign notes. Maybe in here. Hold on. Staffing decisions.
We're having some water real quick.
Yeah, yep. Ah! Holy shit. I found it. All right, so Renier goes, stands up and goes behind his office, like the desk in his study. He reaches down into, you hear him reach down and you can hear a key turning in a lock and a drawer sliding open, shut, and he comes back and he has a box. It's only got 3 rings in it. It's a gold colored or gold ring, a silver ring, and then kind of like a metallic ring. And he said, so if you could raise your right hand.
Harry would definitely raise his right hand. He's also blushing a little at this point.
All right, he says, you can take, he hands you a silver Harper pin. And, oh yeah, it's a pin, not a ring. That's right. It's a silver Harper pin that you get, not a ring. And he hands it to you and he says, hold this in your closed hand while you have your hand raised and repeat after me. No one should be powerless. I swear to help them.
No one should be powerless. I swear to help them.
Too much power leads to corruption. I swear to stop them.
Too much power leads to corruption. I swear to stop them.
Information is power. I swear to gather this power for good.
Information is power. I swear to gather this power for good.
He lowers his hand and gets a smile on his face and reaches out to shake your hand and says, welcome to the Harpers.
Thank you for having me.
And that is an empty spell slot, or was that an AC boost? What did you get, Delvar? For your Harper?
I actually don't remember.
I think Thelvar got a spell slot, and Ibarra got AC, so I know you can do
Okay,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, your option is basically like a spell slot and AC boost, if you want to make, so what, I can't remember, it's been a while with Perry. Perry casts spells, right?
No.
No?
Harry is a straight up rogue.
Oh, straight up
With-
rogue, okay. So, yeah, in this case, like if you wanted to use it to add a +1 to your AC, you could use that feature of it, of the options.
Is that all the options?
I think so. It was like one of the first things the party got at like level 1 or 2, so I didn't want to make it too powerful. And they were all squishy as AF, so they all could
with the spell slot, you don't have to have spell casting. Somewhat, I think you had it so that they were just straight up spell storing
That's
rings.
true, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you, for instance, wanted to like have one of the members of the party cast a spell into it one day, and
You
you know,
want
then,
invisibility.
yeah, basically.
Word.
I think it was like,
Yeah, from what I remember, there was a choice of a spell
Oh, no.
storing ring or
Yeah.
a ring with a spell built into it.
Actually, I remember the cool count because that's a ritual spell, so that wouldn't work for spell storing.
Plus, wasn't it limited to maximum level 2?
I think
max
so.
level 2 as well. Yeah, but invisibility is level 2.
Yeah. So
Oh,
if
it is?
you
Oh, it's
wanted,
level 3.
No, it's level 2. I know. I've got a bunch. You have, because you have like higher level, like major invisibility, which
Yeah.
has the ability to also attack, and that's I think level 4 or something.
greater invisibility,
I think that's
Mhm.
4 or 5.
that's the
But
good one.
normal is
This one, yeah, if you
only
attack, you become visible, or
level 2. Yeah, level 2 illusion, and creator is a level 4 illusion.
so. Perry can have either when the AC bump, or it will hold 1 second level or lower spell. And then the way it works is you just activate it, and it goes off, and then it's empty, and you can put another one in, a different one in later.
I think Perry would take the spell slot.
Okay, so your Harper's badge in this case, you know, yours silver pin. You tap it 3 times, that will activate the spell. And if you tap it once, it will like be open to having a spell stored. So it's pretty basic.
So, who is Perry gonna ask to actually fill that ring up?
Well, also, you could like buy your own. You mean you don't have to, but if like member of the party did it, a week before you guys went on an adventure, it would just stay like that. But I mean, in theory, Perry could go down the. I think Fala has some potion or some scrolls, and Riskull has them as well at the Bookworm for sale. So could buy it.
But don't you need it to be like every long rest? You need to like refill it, don't you?
I don't think so.
I mean, if you use it.
I think that's only if you use it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you use it, but assuming you have a spell you can technically use every day, I assume you're gonna use it reasonably frequently.
Well, I guess it depends. Like for instance, if someone at the end of before a long rest had an extra spell slot and wanted to just throw it in there and then get their spell slot back on their long rest, that would be within the rules.
I mean, that's basically what Clue has been doing.
Yeah.
And why he has like level 2+ always.
Yep.
Yeah, so Perry would have to see which of the actual magic users, which I guess is only Thelvar and Clue, he would actually. He could also get it from Jarvis if he's at home. But
yeah.
Who spells he wants?
Mara.
Oh yeah, Hibara's
well.
too. Yeah.
Completely forgot she was magic.
She's more than fire. Okay.
The only one
she's more magic than Clue at the very least.
Yeah.
That's it. Mara and Perry have no innate magic abilities.
Nope. Mara has 0 magic ability at all.
I mean, Perry is psionic, so that's magic adjacent.
True.
That comes with no spells or spell slots.
I mean, mechanically, it's definitely not magic, but thematically, it's magic-y.
Yes.
Mara every so often contemplates murdering Clue to see if she could get his magic that way.
Not how it works.
All right, so
I mean, all of his magic
There's
is
somebody in the
magic.
background again. Somebody went woo and laughed.
Oh, it might be my people. It might be Cologne people. There's a lot of happy people in Cologne generally. They're party people.
Are there party cats as well?
No, unless that was my stomach. I don't know.
It was a cat.
Okay.
It was definitely a cat of some kind.
Okay. Yeah, so at some future point when you guys have gotten through some plot line, Renee will show up with the information on what the next thing you can do is. So yeah, you'll take your leave of him and head off, and Perry and Thelvar. So you're actually Perry, you're renown level 1 with the Harpers now.
Okay.
But if you do this job, you will go up a level and you'll get something else cool, I think.
That's level 2, because Clue is currently at renown 4 and he's only gotten the ring, so.
Oh, you know what? I think it's actually 5. You're actually really
5.
close. Yeah, yes. So when it comes, so what I'm gonna say is, in this case, everyone freaks the fuck out. So Hibara goes and briefs the Emerald Enclave. They are not happy about this. You brief Davil. Davil ain't happy about this shit. He doesn't tell you, but he thinks maybe Manchun is helping this to destabilize Waterdeep in order to have an opening to make a power grab. So he's interested in shutting this down. And so,
Manchun.
yeah, and Mara wasn't so much interested in being in the various factions, but you are a sort of member of Force Grey just because everyone was, I think, right?
No, Mara never made the pledge. She didn't even take the pin.
Neither did Clue.
Okay.
No, I think they handed her the pin. She looked at it, and I think she just put it in her pocket.
Okay, all right. So you're not interested.
Force Grey now.
Yeah, I think it was just Thelvar and Hibara that did Force Grey.
Okay, all right. Well, basically, those of you who want to, once you get done with this mission, well, the Underdark mission, I'll say you're going to bump up 2 ranks in your renown because it'll be very politically important to the leadership of your individual factions. And if you can handle this and come out alive, they're going to be very much willing to trust you with. In which case, Clue will finally get, he's been building up a lot of stuff with Davil, so he'll clear level 5 eves. You've been working that Davil angle, that faction, so yeah, you definitely should get rewarded for that. Yeah, especially now that you're gonna like almost have like Jolly. You're gonna be upper management because Jolly will be
Yeah,
middle
I mean-
management. So
I mean, between getting connections with Kira
Mm-hmm.
and like having the ship, which probably gonna make deals with the Sounds because gray market.
yeah.
Jolly under him. He's due for a promotion, I find.
Oh yes, Kira. I'm glad you brought this up. Okay, are we okay with the Harper's thing and everything? Have we closed that
Yeah.
part of downtown activities? Okay.
I will say one other thing.
Yeah.
On our way back from the Emerald Enclave, gonna stop at Embrick and Avi's place
Mm-hmm.
and trade them platinum chips for something in the future that I mentioned to you
Oh, okay.
secretly because it's a surprise.
Okay. Yep.
So that happened.
Yep.
Just establishing it.
Yep. They take it, and they secure it, and they say, like you can come back and check on it as and when you like. Okay.
Oh, while this is all happening, Mara is having a conversation with Jarvis about clearing the tab.
Oh, all right. Yes, and you sort of just come in. Yeah, you sort of just say, "Look, they're doing some work for us," and Jarvis.
No, she
Yeah.
doesn't even say us. She's like,
Okay.
they're doing some work for me, and I own part of this tavern. So what I say goes.
All right. Jarvis kind of fishes through a filing cabinet, pulls out the one that says Avi and Ember, and hands it to you. And like, would you like to do the honors?
She takes it and rips it up, and
Jarvis
rips it up
holds out
into,
the
like-
bin for you.
no, doesn't even do that. She rips it up into tiny little pieces of paper and then throws it like paper confetti.
Right. And the Bobs look over, and Talking Bob says, "Mara, we've got to sweep that up now."
Job security. Suck it up.
Someone's gonna piss in your coffee tomorrow. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
But she says it with like a grin on her face.
Yeah, he
And
says
she
it
goes
with a
and
grin on his face too.
And she's like, and she just kind of makes grabby hands at him as if to like hand me the broom and the mop or whatever.
He walks over the dustpan and the little sweeper.
And she goes and cleans up her mess.
All right, Jarvis holds out the bin again for you. It's gonna get there. Anyway. So, yep.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna
taken
make it
care
in
of.
there eventually.
Yeah, that's taken care of. I haven't really thought like too much. Like, I'll let you know, Hibara, if anything else comes up when you go over to the Enclave. But at the moment, yeah, you kind of brief them. They touch base with you, ask how things are going, and is there anything else that you want to tell them about any of your other adventures, or?
Nah, because nothing relevant has happened yet.
Okay. All right. Davil. Yes. All right. Coming to that. Except I need to take another drink. All right. Clue. You enter the yawning portal, and you see, Yagra. She's not arm wrestling tonight. She just seems to be having fun at the bar. And she waves at you, comes over and gives you a big hug because you've been gone for a while. And yeah,
Just like I go like vaguely limply. I hug her back. Miss you too, buddy. Miss you too.
She's kind of drunk. Actually, she's pretty drunk because I'm going to say you got there pretty late at night, and she's deep in her cup. She's very friendly tonight, but she wants to hear your stories before she'll let you go see Davil. She's like, "No, tell me where you've been. Tell me what you've been up to."
I've been to a mystical land called Neverwinter, and boy, can I tell you, their prisons are shit.
You got arrested?
No, actually, we got some other people out. It was way too fucking easy. You just like kind of walk in the locks. Just like there was literally a tunnel right into the fucking cells. It was fucking magical. And then you just like pop open a couple of fucking locks. Just 6 people just walked out of there. Nobody was the wiser.
She is going
seriously.
She's loving this story. She's guffawing and she's slapping her knees. She can't even believe it. Yeah, she's just like lapping it up. She's loving this story.
We are also of interest, but Kira, leader of the local Xanathars. Think she likes me.
That her face just suddenly the mood changes, and she looks stunned. Like, you talked to Kira?
I mean, not many words were exchanged, but you know.
What did you two do? Like,
Out
did
there
you go
now.
to her room at night? Is that what you mean? It was just like you locked eyes across the bar and you went upstairs? Is that what you mean?
I wouldn't try something with stand management, okay? I'm a professional. I'm not saying I couldn't have, but I didn't.
I'm
But
glad
no,
you didn't.
we,
Yeah?
there was like the into the prison was an old tunnel they used for transport. Whereas to taking it over, we had to clear it anyway. Just as well tell them they can use it again, you know.
Oh, so Kira, you two got along?
I mean, as well as you get along. I mean, she's got a stone face, but overall, I think she doesn't mind me too much.
You know, she and Davil used to be a thing.
I didn't touch that then. Oof.
Last I heard, she was furious with him.
I mean, to be honest, I can't read a lot of her face, but didn't see that much anger when I mentioned Davil, but you know, that might be distance and not much else, if you know what I mean.
Oh, well. All right, well, if you want to go up and tell him, let me know what he says.
I mean, I'll definitely talk to you about it over a couple of beers later.
She's like, definitely. I have to know how this story ends.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, it's moving up.
I'll head up. I don't want. We're getting close to 10, so I'm gonna kind of speed this up and kind of do it on a meta level. But you go and you meet. Eventually, as you get to meet with Davil, he's got a couple other meetings, like in a meeting he's in. But he brings you, and he's really happy to see you. And you tell him, like, you know, he's really pleased, like with the with the Neverwinter thing. And then when you mention Kira, he kind of goes a little bit pale. And he asks a lot of questions, like, how is she looking? And who is she with? And, like, does she seem okay? Did she mention my name? And
Wow.
he's kind of like, he's not quite sure how to react because he's waiting for you to finish the story. And when you finish it, at the end, did she tell you something? When she saw it, didn't Kira see you at the entrance, the fireplace, or the celebration?
Yes, when she had the performers
Mm-hmm.
to cover the exit.
Distracting.
I think she didn't say anything, but there was like this, like, you know, you did a thing for me, I did a thing for you. We're even now kind of like,
yeah, look.
Nod.
Yes, and you explain that to him, and he seems more relaxed. He's like, okay, well, that's interesting. All right, well, if I ever have work to do in Neverwinter. Sorry, it was Davil. Oh, well, that's interesting. If I ever have work to do in Neverwinter, I guess I know who I'm sending as my representative. Well, this is good. So you did a favor for Kira. That's not a bad thing. I mean, you stumbled into something you weren't aware of, but it looks like it turned out in the end, so... Well, all right. So, besides that, what have you got for information for?
Well, also, interestingly, we recently got our hands on a ship that might
He perks up.
Okay with some gray market stuff, so if you're ever in the dock ward, the second chance is sounds friendly, to say the least.
He said, you might have just solved a problem for me. Can you come back in like a day or two? We'll maybe see if we can put some cargo on that ship.
I mean, it currently needs a couple of repairs, but got the cash sorted out, so that thing is gonna be ready to sail before you know it.
All right, well, I can use a few more days. This particular exporter was looking for a way to move things, and they might need some time as well. So it wasn't 4 or 5 days, even a week wouldn't be a problem. And I can tell you, if you pull this off, if everything goes well with the ship and the shipment, we're Probably looking around 10,000 gold pieces
Oh,
for your cut.
boy.
For your cut.
I mean, that's
But we're gonna
serious money.
need the whole ship.
Yeah, I mean,
You're full.
I'll talk to them about. I don't think they're gonna complain about 10,000 gold.
No. That's your part.
Oh, so just for the referral. Oof. That's yeah. Definitely they're gonna be more than okay with that deal. If the ship needs security, you let me know, right?
Oh yeah. I'll get an assessment. We'll take a look at the routes. We'll take a look at, pirate activity. Want to make sure don't get out on the water and not be able to defend yourself. And I think I can put a feeler out for a couple sailors too, so they wouldn't have to take on that security cost themselves. We'd be happy to provide an escort to make sure the cargo is secure.
Okay. Sounds good. I trust you. Let make some money here.
Like I said, you solved a couple problems for me. And how's that Jolly working out?
I mean, he's doing well. He's currently off with his own little team. I've heard it's somehow going well, even though the party seems questionable at best. But then again, always mine.
Well, if you like him, let me know. The way that you're making my life easier, you might need a lieutenant pretty soon yourself.
Oh, you. Well, for tonight, there's been some good news for which we're gonna drink.
Yes.
But unfortunately, there's also a bit of bad news. Apparently, Chia and Dean are gonna try moving to Undermountain.
Our Undermountain. Under this
Yep.
bar, Undermountain.
Yep.
No fucking way.
I mean, Perry.
Do you know
is...
another Undermountain?
I mean, Perry is telling you Harper's about it, so it's probably gonna be our issue, which might also mean it's our issue. But either way, probably a good idea that you make sure everybody is aware that they're trying to make a move in a couple of weeks, just in case.
Yeah. I've got some leads I can follow up on, see if I can press some people for what they know. But in this case, if it's Waterdeep versus these scum, I think all the factions of the city will put aside politics to make sure that they don't become part of our politics.
Yeah, last thing we need is a third fucking faction vying for this city's underground.
Yeah. Well, Clue. Every time you bring me gold. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll get right on this and keep me up to date with what the Harpers are doing. If it sounds like they're taking the lead on this. But obviously we'll back your play if you need to go down there. Let us know if we can provide you any equipment or assistance or information.
Will do. Nice to see you, Double.
Yeah, offers his hand. She gives you a big, strong, warm handshake.
Uh-huh. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go drink.
Have one for me too. Thank you, Clue.
No problem. See you around.
All right, and with that, we did a lot tonight.
Yep.
But it was all good. A lot of this was kind of like building up. So a lot of things have kind of moved forward. You guys now have a death trap in the top of your house.
Mm-hmm.
Mara has more adoptees and more on the way. I think you're going to have to get more rooms or something. I could build an extension on the house.
I have a giant library for a room.
That's true. You're going to turn it into bunk beds?
Yes, the army is just going to sleep with me.
I mean, if things start getting bigger, it might not be a horrible idea to send some of these NPCs over to like the B team, because spread.
Where's the B team staying?
I think the idea is Neverwinter eventually, but
yeah,
no
if you want to give them,
yet.
You kind of have the options. I mean, to be honest, Tresendor Manor is all kinds of fucked up. Like I don't understand why anyone would want that for. But if you guys wanted to do to have a B team led out of the lighthouse.
I mean, of course, the advantage of having a manor that's, raised to the ground so that you can just build a new manor on top.
Yeah, if you got except that's going to be way more expensive. But I mean, later on, if you have a C team, you could send them over to Vandalin.
I'm telling you, eventually, like, our B team's gonna have a B team, and Chloe's just gonna invent a pyramid scheme.
Why do I feel like Mara has already done that though? Well, no, not yet. Mara is creating an army, which I guess technically is a pyramid.
It's technically an army, a pyramid scheme. Philosophical question.
So, do you want them to the Bobs can build you bunk beds?
Yes,
and that way
but
Gorko doesn't have to sleep under your bed anymore in like a trundle thing.
Well, no, I thought he actually had his own bed.
No, he kind of like sleeps, like have those beds that are like I always kind of picture him. Bed. Yeah, basically, he pulls it out, he sleeps on it, and then he gets up and pushes it back under when he's done.
Okay. Well, when he meets God damn it, I don't remember his name. Patsky. Yeah. But the sad thing is that's not his name anymore. It's Pippa Papadopoulos III.
I'm not calling him that.
I will say Bartram would offer.
I'll call him P, and that's where it ends.
What would Bartram offer?
Oh, Bartram would offer that he could stay with him.
Mara would not be okay with that. Mara would be like, my baby is sleeping with me. And she would be like...
And Crichton would be like, when?
But this is, like, Crichton isn't going to be in the room because I can't do two people at the same
time. Before we wrap it up, is there anything that I kind of brought up? I think I've dumped everything that I wanted to dump on you. Not like dump on you, but plot-wise, friend and the ship. I looked up the actual wording to change the name of a ship because I really didn't like the name Tortured Turtle, and I didn't want to have to keep saying it. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to talk about torture in this game if I don't have to. So I went online and I actually adapted that little speech from what they really say when they rename a ship.
That's adorable.
Yeah. They talk to the god of the north and the wind and the south and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, is there any plot points? Yeah.
In these 2 weeks, would Mara ever come to Habara and be like, let's go talk to the dragons?
Oh, because you need scales. Yeah. I
do. Yes.
Okay,
then we don't have to roleplay that if you don't want to. But I would just say Habara can turn into a shark. So she can swim. So Mara could ride Habara out to the little island meeting point that we have been having them. Yeah, right there. Okay, still marked.
Yep.
So that would be a sight, but not any problem. Okay. And then Habara can also cast water breathing. So basically she'd dump Mara on land, cast water breathing, and just sort of float down while calling for the dragons.
Okay, yeah. So you see Dabby and Zeph, I'd say. And they're both doing well. They seems, Dabby, it's not really her environment, but she's adapting and she's doing well. And she has also been saving scales for you. Because, you were so happy last time, and she feels like this is contributing to your horde. Because there's more Tat, in her place. She's like Hello Kitty and things that she's currently hoarding. And she understands that for Habara, her scales for some reason are like your horde. So she's been saving them up in the corner, and is very happy to see you and Mara.
What about what's his face?
Oh, he hasn't. Yeah, but you can ask him. Scales? You did. I don't think you asked him last time, but if you want to try to, you can try to persuade him into start.
Well, I feel with the context of, it's Farah. Let me go get some scales for you. She'd be like, "Are you going to bring us some scales too?" You don't have to pull them off or anything. Just any excess.
Well, I'll tell you what. So for Dabby, I will let you roll 3d6, because if I had you roll a d20, you might get 1, and that wouldn't be fair. So you get 7 scales from her, and I'll say that she'll explain what how her friends want this for their horde, and he says if you come back, before the end of 2 weeks, you'll get 2 of his scales because I have to look up their properties and things like that. So you get 7 of more of the fire resistant ones, and then I'll have to look up what the properties are for the other scales.
Because a bit of metagaming, like I'm like, get both scales and get all the resistances. Kristi.
Slowly, yeah, you can build it up.
Combine the scales.
Full dragon scale armor.
Yeah, I mean, if you do it, if you're consistent, you do it long enough, and you build up the relationships, then yeah. So, but for Zeph, it was only like the first time. He wasn't part of that whole exchange. But now that you've introduced it to you, I'll let you collect from him as well.
Awesome.
Okay.
I know Thelvar, we still have to like do a thing about your inheritance and stuff, but I felt like that would probably need a bit more time. So, unless you wanted to do it really quickly, we can do it really quickly. But if you wanted to like actually take the people out to your place, that's kind of in my head what I thought would happen. So, I don't know if Thelvar would have time in 2 weeks to like do the Harper thing and go out to his property and come back. It doesn't seem like enough time. So. All right. So I guess when we got a lot of other things done, and next time we still have to follow up with Felric and Hibara about the halflings, the necromancers. And then there's a little thing of like, what you guys want to do about, I think you only have 1 piece of information from the stone and it has 3 pieces of information. You're going to have to, the Xanathar attack, because I will also say that you are constantly under surveillance for these 2 weeks. And, yeah, I'm actually also going to say, let's see if they're able to get out of it. They roll below a oh, no. You hear, one of the nights in these 2 weeks, you hear commotion on your roof. And you all kind of look up, and what you see is, it looks like there's some sort of gang that was trying to like jump onto your roof, but the first one got there and the bloodvines started to get them, and they managed to like pull their accomplice back across the alley and skedaddle before, honestly, we're not going to do a battle for it, but the Xanathar are not letting up.
I will say, I looked up the bloodvine statistics, and basically, if you touch them, they start eating you and literally just like sucking your blood. They literally bore into your flesh.
Yes, that's why he was screaming.
So, yeah. And yeah, they're not nice.
No, they're not going to try. So, they tried going through the front door and the back door, and that didn't work. And they tried sneaking in, and now they tried like, a nighttime assassination attempt by sneaking from your roof, and that didn't work. So they do seem to be on your asses.
Yeah, probably need to get Garrett up pretty soon.
Yeah, so otherwise, so much.
Just for the money for the ship, can we just say that Kloof found some time to bring it down there and have it all sorted?
Yes, absolutely. That you're able to give them the advance. They promise that they will repay you, and you talk to them about the job. Do you mention money yet?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a decent chunk.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes, but it's gonna be a lot more than you're gonna have more than enough money to pay back this advance.
All right. Again, then they say basically, well, great, you can just withhold that 1,000 from our first payment, and that sounds they're very happy that you found them a job within like a very short amount of time. So yep, Captain Bella is very happy. Your crew is happy, and they all offer to buy you a round of drinks at the yawning portal if they see you down there while the repairs are going on. Yeah, excellent. I think it is now time for us to wrap up. So, all that's left to be said then is goodbye from me and goodbye from the party until next week, where we continue on with our adventures. Say goodbye, party.
Goodbye, party.
They did the bit. All right. Yeah,